Hello, hello, hello. I hope the stream can hear us. I really do. Uh, Hello. So this is York vs Lancaster, League of Legends. I'm Nolly, and next to me is Chill. We're going to be commentating this. We should be about to go into pick and bans. Sorry about the delay. There was a Windows update to delay us, as usual. Just blame Nick. It's cool. Okay, let's hope they start. Oh, there's no more delays. Why she say good luck to me? Oh, I guess I need good luck casting or something. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was subtle. That was subtle. Nice try.
Couple message of support. So it looks like Cameron's picked down. Just a minute. Touch wood.
Leon? Lancaster. Oh, it's Lancaster who haven't started. It could be one of those ones where he hasn't realised he's ended up as the lobby leader. There's an echo. It might just because we're sat kind of. I could sit slightly further away.
Okay.
Alright, we're into pick bans.
So, this is best of 3.
So I have to admit, I don't know a great deal about the Lancaster lineup.
No, I haven't.
Because they were almost impossible to find through any format.
Sneaky.
But I do expect something like I expect a Rek'Sai ban from York. Oh, well, I'm just psychic. I'm the best at this game. Okay, that was creepy. That was, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Now, if Lancaster have done their research, they'll know that the top laner of York has, Lord Goose Bolton has a not massive champion pool, and he tends to favour those kind of more tanky champions. Yeah, much tankier champions.
We saw actually on the King of the North qualifiers, he was forced onto a cannon.
Yeah, he doesn't play the aggressive champions as well. He's Sion ban. Yeah, I can see this happening. The Sandra ban. I'm guessing that's a target ban. I mean, it is a strong champion. Yeah. And it's not very dominant in the mid lane meta or even in the top lane meta anymore. It was, but now it's not so much anymore. So that must be. There's obviously someone who plays that on Lancaster. Now I wonder if they've banned Sion, if they're just going to try and ban out Goosey completely. They might just go for him. Diana, okay. So they're going for it. Nick's been playing a lot of Diana recently and doing very, very well on it. It's very true. He wrecked my team with it, I can tell you that much. Yeah.
No Diana build path chat going on.
Yeah. So I get the feeling they're doing this as ranked win rate stuff. Can we do proxies? Yes. So there's a chance we will have to remake if someone doesn't own the champion. I'll be bear with us. Okay. Yeah, I mean those just like meta bans really, I think, because Gragas and Sejuani are just dominating jungle at the moment.
They did have the nerf to Cinderhulk in the 5.7 patch, didn't took the base health down, cost up, but that still doesn't really reduce the effectiveness of people just building flat out tanks. But we're going to have that first pick now, hover, produce the comfort pick for him. That's pretty much what he was play markup for the first time. Kept running out of mana, quite hard. Yeah, early late,
high cost.
And is when you forget to turn the ult off, and then it explodes with mana, and you're about to go. But that's been locked in. On the right side, we've got a hover for Happy. Lulu, I mean, he's a pain in the ass, always has been.
Yeah, it might be paired up with a Cogmore pick, because they often. Nunu works well with that.
Kind of high carry, he plays
yep.
Well with Cogmore. Sorry, with Nunu even. A lot of CC brings to the table, and let's just face it, he's really big. That health buff from the jungle on his consume, it is gonna combine that with Code Saw, Cinderhulk, health he's gonna be good to the table. But I've just been baited because he's picking Pants because he's not changing. Pantheon's Shyvana.
No.
Top lane.
Well, Nod does pretty well against Maokai, so.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good lane pick, but it really does. You've gotta take the opportunity around that risk play. You've really gotta play around it because otherwise, if you get caught out with no team fight. There's really not.
Yeah.
Like,
It can be. I think that'll be something if he does. If he takes ignite, it won't matter as much. But if he takes teleport, it can be a thing where Maokai never has to worry about that when he's teleporting. He can just teleport, get straight into the fight. Whereas Gnar has to think, okay, if he's just lost his rage and he goes into a team fight with no rage, he's not generating any rage. He's gonna get destroyed. He's not gonna do anything in that fight.
Team fights, must say, and that's Jarvan and a Jinx pick on the. So I think Duffington loves Jinx.
Yeah, he does. I've been told your mic isn't picking you up very well.
Yeah,
according to Twitch chat.
Okay, I'm gonna hold it in and see if that helps a little better.
I'm gonna hold it in. Okay, but no comment. Okay, so these picks are pretty standard. I mean, Jinx is just so strong right now.
Pretty complicated. Jinx is, I love Jinx. I can't get enough of Jinx.
Yeah, and the Jinx Maokai.
This will be interesting. If this goes through, this will be interesting. The aspect is very bold.
I think
it's works well in solo queue. I mean,
I'd be surprised just because I think Ashen to Jarvan Maokai is kind of suicide. I don't like the Corki pick here. I think Corki is very bad against Maokai, especially. Maokai's passive will just be proccing constantly.
We're very much in a game of tactics at the moment.
Yeah. Well, Tristana pick would be much more understandable.
But yes, have Corki's up front first is not going to do as much, and that's what Tristana locked in.
Yeah.
With the thresh for Solar, who I do apologise for any mispronunciations, but that's going to bring a lot of kill potential, especially on the escapeless Jinx. That's going to bring kill potential in the other.
Yeah.
Especially with the changes to Tristana's.
I do wonder if Penguin might try and pick up Morgana or something just to deal with the thresh. It'll either be Morgana or Janna, I think, here. And I expect the mid laner to be quite a passive mid laner, because often when you pick Jinx, you want a mid laner who can sit on top of Jinx and keep her alive.
Even a Lulu, really, if we're going to go a bit old school on it. Fiddlestick's cover at the moment. I'm not sure where that would be going.
I can't see that happening. Oh, an Ahri pick.
Ahri, I mean, there's a lot of catch potential. You've got the Ahri charm into the Jinx chompers, and then that's end target lockdown.
With Maokai too, yeah, they just pick a target and blow them up. Yep.
Plus you've got Jarvan to zone out. Tristana wants to jump forward.
And there's the Morgana. Yeah.
So,
I think the Ahri pick as well, partially because they know that the other team's going to get the counter pick, so they want to pick something that doesn't really have many hard counters. Especially LeBlanc. My understanding was that Ahri does very, very well against LeBlanc.
Yeah, I mean, it's the point if you can land that charm.
Yeah, the clutch charm. Yeah.
Coming back out until she takes the full combo. So it's going to be very much a skill matchup in the mid lane, and we should have to hope Nick can pull it through for York, really.
No bias on this cast at all. Two people repping York.
So it looks like a pretty solid team comp coming out from both teams, really. We're going to see a lot of fighting. It's going to be a bloodbath, to be honest. We've got a lot of team fighting champions, a lot of strength. And it's going to be all about, I think, how well that mid lane matchup's going to be played, but also the bot lane. Which of these, because we've got two very late game hyper carries here. I mean, Tristana's had her nerf range recently, and obviously her complete kit rework, but she still does a hell of a lot of damage late game, and she will be able to shred through those tanks, especially if she picks up a blade.
Yeah, I think a big concern for Lancaster here has to be actually the mid game, because a Maokai Jarvan Ahri mid game is terrifying, and Nunu is much more of a kind of
with the Jinx,
and with the Jinx, so if they can get Jinx through the mid game, then it's going to be tough for them.
There's not a lot. They've got a Nunu ult, I suppose, for some disengage, but
I don't think that comp's that comp isn't built to peel for Tristana. I think it's the big.
You've got a Thresh Lantern, and that's about it, really. So I think if they can get ahead, if they can have a good lane phase and get ahead, it's going to be very difficult. Work around, of course, that Gnar ulti up in the top lane. But,
okay, and we're all locked in. So Gnar did switch to teleport, which is not surprising. It's pretty rare to see an ignite top lane.
Let's say I did one of these pull out.
Just for the lane pressure, it can be pretty scary. I think, this is. I'm not sure about the Nunu pick, to be honest. I think that's the thing that's really confused me about that team. I don't see what Nunu does in this comp.
I guess that's trying to build some zone potential. I mean, Gnar building up towards range one's got a lot of zoning potential with that ultimate, because you come anywhere near him. He's got that stun against the wall, massive damage, a full stun lock combo, and then that put that on top of an absolute zero, a long burst, and then Tristana shredding from the back. That's maybe
I think my concern is let's say this game gets pushed to maybe 35-40 minutes. I can't say if LeBlanc can't one-shot Jinx, I don't see how that team kills her.
I don't think exactly. Especially if Duckington goes towards an early advantage, maybe picks up a Spectre's Cow as his third or fourth item, or maybe from the QSS if he doesn't want.
And I think that would be my fear. Is I think that Lancaster have to get ahead early. It's too late. It's. Can you do it? Can you log on and do it? No, because it's all closed. You can log on to. Oh no, maybe you can't. You can log on to our Twitch. Yeah, go do that. Sorry about that. We had the sudden realization we're still listed as playing Team Fortress 2 on Switch.
Team Fortress 2 is a great
but we would actually like some viewers. No offense. No offense, TF2. That was pretty bad, wasn't it? That was mean. I'm sorry. It is a fun game.
Just an update. We are currently second of, I think it's 4 games we're playing.
Yep, that's correct.
4 different games. York took Team Fortress 2-0 fairly comfortably.
Yeah, it was
comfortably.
comfortably. It was a bit one-sided, yeah, I have to say. And then after this is Counter-Strike Go, I think, and then finally rounding out the day is Dota 2.
Smash Brothers.
I don't think so. Oh, maybe there is. If there is, it won't be streamed, I imagine. Yeah, I don't know, because it's not for points and stuff. We'd have to set it up. That would be the only thing.
Yeah, but no. So York with the 1-0 advantage in the so far.
Yep.
So they can continue on.
We'll try and not be balanced. We'll try and not be balanced. We'll try and be balanced. But I can't promise anything.
Hopefully it goes to all 3 games, just because you get to hear more of our beautiful voices.
Yep.
But action.
I can second that.
This is going to be action packed. Certainly this first game, we've got a lot. There's no going back for these teams. There's no real disengage. It's all about coming forward, finding the picks with the.
Yeah, these are some ham teams. That's very true. They are not passive comps.
Working around the Crystal and the zoning ultimates of the Nart for Lancaster, so it should be pretty. We're just getting into the rift.
Loading into the game now.
The rift for the first of what hopefully is 3 games.
It'd be good if it'd be 3 games. Yeah.
Universtiy
Hopefully a nail biter. If the game loads. And everyone on stream can see that. Okay, good.
Oh, and that's a 5-skin team coming out from York. Skins that equals wins. We all know that over here. And so Will Fatty and Can Do Magic regret that lack of skin choice after
especially when Gnar has something. I mean, Dino Gnar has to be one of the best skins in the game. And no Robo Nunu. God damn. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. You're at a disadvantage if you can't spam that laugh. You really are. You really, really are.
They finally released. I was so happy in that game.
And it's a best of 3. For anyone chat is curious. I would have liked to be best of 5 as well. I think it's just time constraints really, because we have to get this done in one night, and we also have CS:GO and Dota to play. So
they want to do 3 30-round CS:GO games. That's going to be a nice long watch as well. Invited D-Man over to comment.
He's busy.
I started watching CS:GO streams. Had to beat it just to hear his voice.
Oh yeah.
It's not quite the same. I don't think he got our single "I Do Not Believe It," which is sad, but we'll try and fill in some of those if we. Wait,
Just now. Yeah, I think moving back to League, I think Lancaster, they have to get ahead early. That's I really think mid-game and late-game wise, York's comp is just a lot scarier.
But the only problem is, getting ahead early, you generally want some nice early jungle pressure.
Yeah.
They've got a Nunu.
Well, there's in a way there's two ways you can get ahead as a jungler. You can either you can get the kills, get the ganks up, or you can just put the other jungler so far behind. And Jarvan, actually at the moment, I think he struggles in jungle. Yeah, he struggles in the jungle. His ganks are still terrifying, and his mid-game team fighting is still scary.
He's not a single Hulk jungler really. You don't tend to see a lot of single Hulk from Jarvan.
Not as much, yeah.
50-50 between the warrior and the single Hulk, a bit like Rek'Sai.
Yeah.
With so yeah, I think we agree. As you're not going to see high-level intensity mechanical ganks from the new. Hopefully, well, maybe hopefully, but if they want to get ahead, that's definitely something they're going to have to do.
Here we go. You have to settle for directed camera, unfortunately. I hope it's too bad. Well, they're all clumping on the same spot. I wonder if York's going for an invade. Yeah, it'll be fine.
That'll be fine. Okay, so we're now into the ring. Start game 1.
Why'd you move?
Best of 3 between York and Lancaster. We are Fragsock. give us a follow on Twitch if you like what you see, if you like what you hear. I'm sure you love what you hear.
Yeah.
And we've got, so far, it looks like we're setting up for a
Level 1 invade.
Towards straight
Oh,
from
both teams.
level 1, both teams hovering around. Bot side river, got a couple of wards to the, just on the perimeter. They're respecting the power of York's like potentially.
Yeah.
The Garner Q, if Malphite keeps his skill point for the quick skill W, obviously that's going to be a bit.
Yeah, I mean the lockup potential of York is huge. Yeah.
So they're definitely respecting that. The potential death push, Tristana just down the outside river.
Yeah. He doesn't need to be there. There's a ward there already.
Standard left. Maokai, I believe, is setting up.
Yep. He is starting his race. Steve. There we go.
Okay, so that's not playing.
That wasn't the button. No, it's not like it's not when you're playing where you can toggle between your team.
So Malkai's going to be starting, obviously,
Starting the race, yep.
Pickens.
Oh god, they're not. Yeah, Raptors. They're not raids. I still call them raids, man.
I still call these golems.
Oh yeah, golems, because Krugs is kind of weird.
Weird rock style here.
Yeah.
Looks like standard lanes at the moment. Malkai's going to have that level 2 advantage there. Taking that stand slowly, because he's a tree. But
it is Malkai.
eventually he's going to get there, teleport up with the level 2 advantage, maybe a few more potions, and or even
oh. Was Blanc aggressive early?
So yeah, he's going to have that advantage in the level 2. No, he's freezing though, so...
LeBlanc is pushing very, very hard in that mid lane, but as is...
Slinky takes some fire, then that... That's the problem I find with Tristana, you take that E, just break it.
Yeah.
Or 2 for LeBlanc in the middle.
Well, Ori, until she's got her charm, can't really do much about LeBlanc just jumping on it. Oh, they've hit the level 2. Uh-oh. Oh.
Kept it cool there.
Didn't panic. No summoner's burn.
Got a nice health save. No, both potions use pretty quick. Talking about health advantage before that, which is not really just a start considering considering what we talked about keeping the Jinx down and not going behind them. That's not right. There's always
I think in a way Jinx and Tristana are fairly evenly matched. The state of the game that neither of them can do a great deal, but I think it's the Morgana Thresh part of it. Yeah.
He's out for blood.
He's on point.
He's on point with his finally saying, is that you? But yeah, I mean, I would say Jinx has the slight advantage just because of the you're picking up 600 range straight away from that level 1. By the time you get level 4, it's going up 25 every range.
Oh, Jarvan very low. Just... Oh. Well, Ashen's had a bit of a reputation for dying to buffs recently, so...
level advantage, experience advantage still for Malphite in that top lane, but effectively very not coached and shitty.
But, no, despite...
He's got 5 health potions. I think he's going to be
Yeah.
That was that magic happening.
Oh, another binding. Oh, is he going to get the heal? No.
Jumped away at the last second.
It's huge pressure bot lane.
Still no summoners though. We kept those summoners, but maybe use that for one instance. They're really fortunate that. And Tristana can't do one thing in the game, it's CS in the tower. That E has to be very, very but even the highest level
managing it, yeah.
They're definitely going to suffer from being forced in.
Get some vision.
Let's try actually, we can try maybe.
Oh, he's at the charm. It's quite a chunk.
So we're talking about getting the head to control. Moment.
This is a dragon from York. They've just pushed the Tristana back and they're going for it.
He's going to go in and take first dragon. Really set the pace today. And I think they've taken the first run away about by far, and a miracle steal from Cyclones is long.
I think that has to be concerning for Lancaster as well, because like I said, I think they do have to get ahead early here. I don't think Nunu's not done enough to Jarvan and has not done enough to the team in general. Oh, is Thresh dead?
Very low.
Oh no.
Good guy Tristana blocking that. And,
good team player.
So they really are suffering.
Oh, he's got the oh, he's missed the jump. Oh, but his Nick dead.
There's action everywhere here.
Is he out? Oh, he's out.
He's gonna get out with his life, with his tail and his boomerang between his legs.
Yep. I was close. I think not a slight misplay by Nada not to land the jump onto Maokai, so he didn't get the second bounce of it. We're getting heckled. Well, director camera was getting heckled. But it'll switch back to director camera. We'll leave it. What are you after? You can tell us. Yeah, we can just click.
Don't worry, guys.
We're professionals
here.
here.
We're gonna level up our casting as we get a little bit more experience, but
as we go.
I mean, so far there's not much that's really happened, to be honest. I mean, a couple of foresights have followed, but it hasn't resulted in that much advantage. Oh,
that's lag.
Lag issues. Krug versus Jarvan, who's gonna win?
Uh-oh. Well, director camera's still working. Oh. Uh-oh.
And everyone has quit the game.
Uh-oh.
We're going into a
Riot
pause for a few minutes, and
well, at least both teams disconnected by the looks of it.
Disconnected. I really hope that's not our fault. We've got people falling over in the crowd.
Yep.
There's too much going on.
So rowdy.
It's too intense. We have to ask you to leave, sir. We can't have that kind of thing. Lecture theatre. So we're just getting into a pause, and
I mean, the game is very even. The only big disparity is going to be Jinx Tristana. I think that 10 CS lead is pretty big.
10 CS lead, I mean, yeah,
at this stage of the game. That's
not CS in particular well, but I think give it 5 more minutes will be really interesting to see. I mean, they got a flash of the Ari when they made that gank in the mid lane, but it wasn't enough to kill it, and now we'll be reconnecting in just a minute. But he burnt the flash, but it was too little too late. He's level 6 now. And,
yep. Nunu is not going to be able to get a kill in that lane. No, I agree. That is
so what's happening, and that's
DDoS. The DDoS call, of course.
About 5-10 seconds, so standing but so that's why looking braced for the double drawing start for Jinx face. That's going to help her out there. The catalyst, Maokai has the catalyst.
Yeah, it's interesting actually. I've just noticed. Well, Nunu's gone for the stalkers. Over pair, I can't remember what the pair one's called. Rangers, yeah. He's gone for stalkers, so that makes me think he's much more focused on ganking, because typically.
That's help in the team fights as well.
Yeah.
People starts taking these skirmishes. Mike does the 20% reduction.
Oh, the reduction, yeah. There's that as well.
Ice ball already parry, you smite them, and then
you start punching them, yeah.
Really,
oh, and the pauses.
Really, so we're just getting this game, but yeah, the stalker's play, so he's still going to get that quite nicely with his ice.
Yep.
Oh.
Paused again.
Tackles
well.
From the bay,
He was apparently stuck in place.
So it looks like a client problem for Lord Goose Bolton and York guys. We're going to take a quick break again whilst they sort that one. Patch this window.
Oh yeah. It's obviously Windows Update that's the problem. I mean, that's funny, right? Servers have been pretty stable recently. I was surprised by that.
I mean, when I first started playing the game before, this was the age of your West, please, fixing your West.
Yeah.
I never had any problem with it. And from then on, it's never been too bad. Maybe just my terrible computer specs. But
Nolly sucks dick for money, do I?
Okay.
Can I,
Chat get it pretty
Can we get a ban in here?
pretty feisty here at the moment. Mod, please save us from the Twitch chat. I can't actually. Oh, it's fine. As long as it's you getting heckled, I'm alright. You know.
Yeah. I'll take all the hate. That's cool. That's cool. Nice to know where we stand. Nice to know you got my back.
But yeah, so I mean, we're still very much in there. There's been power pressure. I don't really think
There's not a great deal to comment on yet, really. It's not. There's not been a great deal of action.
I think the next big thing we're gonna have to watch out for is the next dragon's gonna be at 135, and it's gonna be really if Lancaster decide to contest, if they decide to make it. So they're gonna have to start in the next 3 or so minutes. They're gonna have to start sending out some deep, try and set some deep vision. Who says that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That would go to an admin decision, probably.
So.
I mean, it's got to be a bait shot. Like the one, like Fragsock do have the advantage. They have a dragon advantage. They're up CS.
So, yeah, they'll say. I think Zuckerman's getting trolled a little bit here.
Yeah.
But,
he's known for taking the bait.
Oh, the horror.
Oh boy.
So,
I moved from top to.
So it looks like we may have
Well, they just said the
some kind of
pause was
situation
instant, so.
on here. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but if he dies, I could understand it. I could understand.
Yeah, if there was a
one
significant
wave
swing.
That lane is not going to be. It's two. We've got two. What's the phrase? Two wet noodles.
Yeah.
You know, no one's going to die.
Well, also, I mean, I'd be interested if you look at the position of the CS on the map. In fact, you can't move while it's paused, can you? Or can you on spectate? No, you can't. If you look at the way the minions pushing for Lancaster anyway, it means that Maokai will have had. Let me think. Although it's not hit tower yet, has it? I don't know. That's kind of awkward. I don't think you could argue for a restart here. Like, Fragsock have a pretty clear advantage anyway.
I think that's what I think. But yeah, I mean, let's just assume we're gonna keep going. I mean, really not.
Well, no, but I think the issue as well, you can look at this both ways. If this is no advantage lost, is the fact is if they restart, Fragsock losing advantage because they got a dragon. So in a sense, like
they got the dragon, they got the 10 CS.
That's yeah. No, I mean, this is everyone's gonna say we're biased, but like that's. I mean, that's a bit ridiculous for a restart. That if someone had died, if someone had died on Lancaster, that would have been totally fair enough. Or like they losing a massive objective because of it. That's totally understandable. No, I agree.
It's a 300 gold lead. The blue side, and of course that dragon. Normally, you see, especially in high wars, you see trade-off dragon for maybe a tower or gold advantage. So the fact they've got a gold lead in that first dragon with time to secure, I don't think Lancaster had any kind of vision over it.
No, I don't think that's a good enough grievance anyway. But it looks like we're playing on.
Admin has rules that we're gonna carry on the game, so it looks like we'll be getting in the next.
Not happy, but whatever.
PJ Salt. Okay. So. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be getting back in just a minute, hopefully. That's
okay.
The
there we go.
So really, I think what Lancaster are going to have to do to make sure this game doesn't snowball anywhere towards a significant goal lead, is to make sure they get some control over it. I think they really have to try and control it. Massively far behind it, and a well-played team.
Another binding here. Oh, hits the cannon creep.
And now for the tower. So if they come, he's got to try and come in and bleed off those. If he brings it in, let's maybe try and get some vision around Dragon and contest for a second. Because if you look at the second Dragon.
They can't again, like I said in Champ Select. I think Lancaster's team. I'm getting more and more worried for them in a sense because this team has to get ahead. LeBlanc has got nothing so far. She's not been able to roam. She's equal on CS. Nar's not been able to do anything to Maokai yet. Maokai's actually 10 CS up, and if you want to say he lost the wave, whatever, but it's still 10 CS. Jinx is up 13 CS. Nunu has done nothing to slow down Jarvan at all. They're the same level.
Exactly, the same level, same amount of CR. Jarvan's gone for that Rangers card, whether or not he's going to... Although they did...
I think that's sort of standard at the moment because Jarvan does have some difficulty clearing.
But they did introduce the option to switch the trinket for about, I think it's a couple of hundred gold.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's always a good option. You see people going Rangers and do your chilling smite or your
yeah, switching it up.
So showing us some vision in the right. And this is the problem. We've got pink ward fire.
Oh. His pot's he's got a pot. The pot's gonna save him, yeah.
It's gonna force Nick out of lane.
But it looks, yeah.
For the spirit,
I think what...
again has been yeah. Still like a sword now, but gold out. He's not
500 gold ahead. Yeah, I mean, I think though if you look at the Duckington's built more, well there'll be a huge ramp in damage up from Tristana. Duckington's got more sort of universal stats. Oh, Ashen. This is probably up. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, first blood to Nunu.
Happy Nunu taking
We have one of the two Lancaster fans cheering for it. Very vocal fan. Good for him.
So that's really good. And it doesn't look like it's over yet. He's caught out here,
and now this contesting the blue. Uh-oh. Is this the end for Nunu? Nunu's down. Oh, but aggressing onto Jinx? No. Jinx is safe.
So action all across the map. And,
all at once.
That's going to really... I mean, it was going to help LeBlanc in the mid lane, but then Ari came back and took that return kill straight away, so in fact that's not even going to give him any kind of advantage there.
Yeah, it's very interesting as well. LeBlanc's going for the Chalice, so and the finish go, so that's going to be an Athene's.
Whereas it's an Abyssal Scepter, it looks like, from that.
Yeah, from Ari. I actually think I think that's a better build from Ari. I don't think that Athene's is particularly good.
Really nice first eye.
Yeah, I mean, Athene's is a good item if you're playing a defensive mid laner, but if you're playing someone like LeBlanc, the Abyssal first would be much better. Yeah. Xerath, all of these laners who sit back.
Into the meta with things, because he just didn't do well with
I've got mixed feelings about Ziggs. I like it because I can play him again. I dislike it because I'm not looking forward to the 50-minute professional games because no one can break the base. So,
it looks like we've got about 20 seconds to come up on the next dragon, and there's not a great deal of vision. Oh well. Here up there, let's have a nice start with tanks. More aggression in the middle.
Take some decent damage down on the tower. And Nard did manage to take the blue buff off Ari actually. That's going to be tough for Nick for this this dragon fight, because that would have been a really nice advantage to have, because LeBlanc's would have run out and Nick would have had his for maybe another minute on the dragon fight, which would have let him poke them down a lot.
But the heading for that dragon. Dragon is live and respawn now, and we've got both junglers at least heading around there. Clearing out vision, trying to make things. Both top lanes with their teleports ready. And this is where we talked about in terms of like the Gnar rage bar. The Gnar bar is definitely going to play into effect here. How well they can play around that ultimate.
Yeah.
A lot of vision control. They're investing a lot of vision. That moving over to get the Stuffy crowd as well. So that's the Stuffy crowd.
Well, Lancaster have gone straight for it, yeah. They've not hesitated. This is a bit... Oh no. Oh. No, he's got to keep going. Ari got the catch on LeBlanc. This is just it's a bit of a late Gnar ult. Jinx untouched. Nobody did anything to Jinx.
The zap lands, that's going to be a second kill in.
Binding! Penguin gets it!
Morgana secures that one.
And then the second dragon.
For York, and really, we talked about playing the fights, and well, that was...
Well, this is what happens in the mid game. That Maokai is just so strong. Nunu's ultimate hit nobody. Yeah. And they could. Yeah. And we saw the issue with Jinx is we saw LeBlanc got caught at the beginning of the fight by an Ahri charm, which meant that LeBlanc couldn't get into the fight until she was half HP. Oh my god, the dive! Oh, the trip. Oh, I think pots. No, he's got pots. Oh, LeBlanc! Oh! We're talking what?
Well, there. That's
30,
now, so
30,
that was
yeah.
about 10 probably,
Maybe,
even
yeah.
less.
10, 20, something like that. Something low.
Yeah, that was close.
Nooney's taking his blue buff.
And that's Morel and Omicron finished top of that mega 25 for Ari. So that's really
Yep.
LeBlanc.
I mean, Ari is not going to be pumping out more damage than LeBlanc.
Still lost no towers, and so
Yet, yeah.
which is I think problematic for Lancaster because you see, especially in a lot of England too, one of the games is high, you see lane phases going on for 15-20 minutes with no towers going down, and it leads to snowballing. You've now got it's not quite an infinity edge.
Yeah, I mean Lancaster need. Another pause.
But,
another disconnect,
the longer
maybe.
this lane phase goes on, the more that the team ahead is going to snowball.
Exactly, especially. Well, I think.
Righteous Glory played for Maokai. That's so really someone is set. Okay, with the
I think where it's most obvious is going to be bot lane, where Jinx has nearly a 20 CS lead now. Is that Lancaster need that lane to end? They need that lane to end as fast as possible.
600 gold lane.
Oh, you can talk about that. Okay, and it's just 600 gold on, and then we have 300 gold on Ari.
700 for Nunu, but he got a bit shut out in that last 25.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
managed to zone the other way.
Exactly. He did his job better than Nunu did. Yeah. Oh, this is relentless. Jinx ult maybe going in? No, he's gonna save it. Wouldn't be a kill. Yeah.
But Tristana's out of potions now. Jinx still has one Jinx with the item advantage. This is really.
Yeah, this is scary.
Again, this is what happens when the lane phase goes on for so long.
Yep.
Trade off that global goal.
Oh, I don't know they've got the damage, to be honest. He's so tanky. No.
They're really
No.
hard for it, but
Nothing.
nothing's going through. Today.
Yeah.
It looks like the spawn power will be going
Oh.
Slinky. The G-Source goes ready. It's coming in.
Well, that's it.
Oh. Dark binding.
Binding goes wide. He's
He's
sticking up top.
cemented that bot lane.
Yeah, and that's the first tower of the game as well.
First tower of the game.
Bot lane,
That's-
yeah.
And York now has a 1,500 gold lead over
It's huge.
Tristana and enough to go back and buy his
Now what Flapping have to, Flapping, I've got used to the new name. What York need to get used to doing is they need to make sure Tristana can't freeze bot lane. They have to do something with this lead. They have to go straight to mid, push down mid. That's true.
Good move, I think, from
To get some gold, yeah.
just enjoyable gold back.
But they are losing mid lane for it.
But because they're so delayed in the trade-off in the mid lane,
Yeah. Actually, here's an example. They're forcing Tristana to come mid. Tristana can't go for that bot wave at the moment. There's just too much pressure. Yeah.
It's not looking great. Again, we'll have to see how the next dragon works out. But given how well it worked out for York in the last dragon fight, and that was with Noble.
Yep. That was perfectly even, yeah. Looks like Lancaster are going for a push mid lane, but they don't have Tristana with them, so it's going to be very difficult to take. Yeah, it's not going to happen. That's nearly over a 40 CS lead now on Jinx. I think this Jinx is going to be just... Unless LeBlanc can make the pick. Yeah. You might just pick up wards, maybe? I don't, we'll see. Yeah, no wards, what are you talking about? Yeah.
But, so he doesn't actually pick up anything, he just heads straight back out. But, yeah, I mean, that's 102, and he's only going to extend that back there. I think, in terms of scaling, I mean, ever since they changed Tristana's pick, I mean, they nerfed that Tristana went down. It's now outrageous Tristana in that pick.
Yeah.
I feel that was Tristana. They really wanted to diversify Tristana away from the standard attack.
Yeah, just right click and and be over with.
So she's now more of a turret killer, but Jinx isn't exactly a bad turret killer herself.
Oh god, no. The reset. The passive reset. Yeah. Oh. Preemptive on the... Oh, he's dropped the ult. They should be able to get the tower though, but they don't know where the team is actually. They have to back off here. Yeah, they... Very extended. They've sent Ari bot to push.
I mean, next to he's got 20 CS lead as well, he's got that Abyssal, so I'm not really sure he's going to have
Yeah. Oh, I think burn the flash. I think he had to flash there really. If the Maokai got the W down, he was dead. There's a 4-man push mid at the moment. I don't think Jordan can hold this by himself. No, that's definitely gone.
And that right there, the explosive charge.
Oh, the catch. Oh, he's dead. Oh, no, the bounce. Oh, he's got the rocket. Second rocket kill. No. Secured the kill, yeah. Oh, Duffington. No, he's out of range. Yeah. Got that second tower very low.
That's Tristana explosive charge. That's not even with the name. That's with a BF sword.
Yep.
Yeah. And especially since they changed the Q passive, lose cooldown on your Q every time you hit someone.
Oh no, John's. Oh no, that's a good flash. LeBlanc's giving up on it.
But he can activate his rapid fire and get his own attack speed buff even more. Attacks explosive charge, not targets. And so if they can get pushes and turrets, they're gonna melt. Both teams.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah. Once, yeah. I see what you mean. The tower taking is very, very scary. I think the difference here is that Jinx can actually sort of more safely hit the towers because Tristana can't really go near a tower if Maokai and Jarvan are there.
It's like back when Elise was popular. She could assault towers early with a spider form with
They've got Scuttler. Dragon's live, so yeah.
She can attack in ranged or melee form, and it's the same.
Yep. LeBlanc has to kill Jinx here. LeBlanc has to just one-shot Jinx. And the ultimate damage reduction from Maokai. No, I don't think they can. No, top as well, yeah. Yeah, it's the third dragon. They haven't got ahead early, and they sure as hell won't win late.
If they had managed to get one earlier, then it would have been okay to perhaps give up the second dragon. But
yeah.
That third dragon, and it's just keeping the 5 dragon win condition.
And a 5-man rotation mid.
That was really what Lancaster.
They've got the jump on them, yeah.
Whilst Nuno may have a CS lead now.
It doesn't matter though. Yeah. It's not the CS really you're going to deny of Jarvan, it's much more the objectives that Nunu is so strong. Oh yeah, I mean that was Lancaster getting caught out of position really. Oh, he's gone in. Very big dive. Oh, Nick going in. Oh wow. He's gone over the wall. He needs to get the hell out of there. Oh! This is going to be an inhibitor as well. I think they're not going to respawn in time.
On the side of York's composition, and it showed there, Nick really showing he's got the Abyssal Scepter and the Morello-Nomicon.
He's huge now.
Below 20 minutes. 8-1 in kills, 7,500 gold, 3 dragons to 0, 6 turrets.
And you look at who the gold is on in York. It's the last two people you want fed on that team, the Ahri and the Jinx. It's the big damage dealer. I mean, Maokai doesn't care if he's got kills or not. He just needs to be tanky enough to survive, faster, like better than the Narcan.
It's not looking good.
And the one kill is on Nunu.
Look at that ward control on the bot side jungle. That's a phenomenal amount of gold. And you know, ward win games, guys. We set it for double pinks. I mean, look at that. You couldn't wish for
They really want it. I sort of expect York here to maybe clear their buffs and just head straight to Baron. They're just so much stronger right now. I think they have to make Lancaster fight them. They have to just make it.
That's how they win. But Lancaster, what can Lancaster do here? I think is the question.
It has to be picks. I think the only chance to come back here is to get a big pick on Jinx, maybe. I mean, they're going to need a few picks, really.
If you get a flash ultimate from Tristana, insect style.
Yeah.
The only way you're going to be able to get that pick is all with the perfect Nara.
Yeah.
That perfect Nara with perfect absolute zero into a lot of splash damage is going to be really good. But positioning that around Nara's ultimate, it's so.
Yeah, and I mean, look how confident York are here. There's only 4 of them at Baron at the moment. They've just sent Nick bot to push.
This is why, I'm still really not sure about this Nara pick. I mean, it's 0-0. He's fairly tanky, sure. He's got a couple of, he's got his first item. He's got a split, he's got Chain there, he's got Spectre, and he's got his farmers. He's not really provided too much, and this is what I just think at the moment, playing around that Nara ultimate is very, very difficult.
I think for me it's much more, I think the Gnar pick would be okay. I think the Gnar pick looks worse because of the Nunu pick. I think the fact that they don't have someone who can just, like Jarvan, where he can't just say, I'm going to engage now, what are you going to do about it? And Nunu can't do that, whereas Jarvan can just say, we're fighting now. That's that.
It's a 4-0-1 split push, classic.
Oh, there's another binding. But it's on to no. Is he going in? Oh. He wanted to go in.
More reliable situation over
Yeah.
so we'll have to see certainly as the series plays out whether they because there's something
yeah, I think it has to be the jungler. I'm wondering if the Rek'Sai ban was because they... Oh, no, he's not going to get anything from it. Oh my word! Wow. Yeah. Jinx kills Trist cross map. Did you see that? I just noticed that the rocket was aimed for LeBlanc and killed Trist. No, second in him. 10,000 gold lead.
That looks like 3 inhibitor. Yeah,
all 3 inhibs.
This has been a comprehensive.
Yeah. And that's a surrender. Yeah.
Final kills, they're not going to get me. As the Nexus brothers have
1-0 to York.
First game against Lancaster in this War of the Roses, and a comprehensive victory for the York's team there. And
yep.
Pretty special.
I'm wondering what they changed for game 2 here. It has to be the Nunu pick, I think. That's the really big issue. Yeah, just click continue.
That's pretty phenomenal.
Probably, yeah. We're gonna just have a quick. We're just gonna mute the stream quickly because we're gonna try and get the other mic sorted at the moment because it seems to be still very quiet for you guys. So we'll be back shortly with game 2. Hello everybody, we're back, we're getting ready for game 2 now. We're just set up in the lobby.
Yep.
Everyone's in this time, no updates to slow us down. This time it's going to be Lancaster on the blue side and York over on the red side.
Yep.
Standard swap over. And I will show the log. Okay, just get it to start.
And it looks like we're actually going to be able to hear me in this game, which is always good. Fix some mic
I was
prop.
enjoying the limelight.
Yeah, I'm sure Twitch chat was as well.
This man turn
Twitch
his
chat.
mic up. Why can't we hear him turn his mic up? Dear God, stop. Oh no.
But yeah,
Oh,
so it looks like we're.
Ruby's showing up. Okay, sorry, go on.
It looks like
The guy I know.
looks like we're going to be getting into game 2 in just a moment then. And so obviously, first game did not go well for Lancaster, safe to say. So I think we're looking for a couple of things out of Lancaster: a better pick phase, and maybe I think they want to secure, most importantly, a nice go in jungle, because they wanted to go in and fight. They were trying to build a fight team, but they picked Tristana instead of Kog'Maw, and they picked Nunu instead of, well, they couldn't pick the Sejuani or the Gragas because that was banned out. So maybe they and the rest. So maybe what they want to force that triple. They either want to force the triple jungle ban from flapping it and then take a comfort pick as first pick, or they want to leave them with the they want to leave them with that choice. Do we ban all 3 junglers and then force them to give them a comfort pick, or do we leave a jungler open and leave that open to the first pick? Because with a Sejuani or a Gragas, maybe that solid, reliable initiation and some much better teamfight utility.
Definitely.
I think that's gonna.
Like I said, they just, more than anything, they have to pick a comp that works together. The biggest issue like games, they had a comp that was sort of all over the place. You have the LeBlanc who constantly wants to go in, put pressure down. You have the Nunu who maybe wants to sit back, disengage, heal. You have the Gnar who can kind of do a bit of both. You got Tristana who wants to kind of sit back, and then you want Thresh who's got picks. So when it came to team fights, there was a real sort of. It was just a bit of.
It's a bit disjointed,
like,
and you could.
If the LeBlanc couldn't get into the backline, their fights were just lost because Jinx could just literally for free right-click their entire team to death.
Exactly.
What's Nunu going to do? Gnar had to focus on trying to disrupt their front line instead of getting onto the Jinx.
Exactly.
Because if Gnar's gone and Nunu's ult's down, there's no disengage now.
There's no disengage.
Just go for their backline for free.
And they had no answer to Duckington's Jinx.
Yeah.
And
they were a bit unfortunate. Some of their ganks not quite paying off. Ari went very low a few times.
Very low, yes.
They only managed to get him. In fact, no, it was the Jarvan they got first blood on. But
First blood, yeah.
Lucky, I think sometimes to not get anything out of it.
So
That's just sort of the way it is.
they have shown, Lancaster have shown, they have the ability to take some picks. Particularly Ashen Faced a couple of times was found himself out of position a little bit, and they were able to take that pick. It looks like we're just gonna be getting into Champ Select in a minute, and Purple Penguin's Morgana could honestly be a ban, I think here,
we go. We are
because we haven't talked a lot about him, as we never really do, but you know, supports the unsung hero. Supports the unsung heroes, and Purple Penguin there was really on point the whole game. Some really good bindings, the black shields when it matters, and some nice 2-3 ulti stuns. And so,
yeah, those bindings. I think are huge in lane.
And so that's another problem for Lancaster. Even if they center their whole pick and ban around that jungle pick, a Jarvan ban coming out first, which I'm not sure was particularly warranted. I'm not sure that was particularly warranted. That might have been better spent on the Morgana ban, or even a Jinx ban for Duckington. I mean, Duckington plays Jinx very well, plays Sivir very well, plays a lot of AD carries very well, but Jinx has that snowball. Jinx has that snowball potential, and force him onto a less meta pick, or make him rely on the Sivir ulti engage. A Vi ban coming out. There's 3 jungle bans so far coming out from everyone. Still the first ban Rek'Sai from York, and
yeah, I think that's smart. I think they want Fatty on Nunu basically.
Yeah.
They want him to be on that again. I think that's what they really, really want.
Yeah. So.
LeBlanc ban. Oh, that's interesting. No, I think that's quite smart.
And that LeBlanc did give some trouble to Nick in the middle. A couple of times, and did get the help secure the first blood onto Ashen Faced Jarvan.
Yep.
But as you said earlier, it didn't quite play into their comp. Their comp didn't really have that one single focus they could go for, and so we're just gonna have to see really what comes out. Some the Morgana ban out from Lancaster, and yeah, Purple Penguin was lethal on that champion, and so it's going to be interesting to see what he defaults to. Maybe even if they're willing to prioritise a first pick Thresh to keep that away from Penguin. Thresh without the Morgana, what does Penguin go to then? Maybe the Janna, but that instantly prevents provides a much more defensive, disengaged team comp rather than the initiation potential that Morgana has. And a Maokai ban.
That's interesting.
Not willing to give that over to Kandu, I think.
Yeah, that must be it.
But that does leave Sejuani open. That leaves Gragas open. Nunu open as well. And so the jungle, there's 3 more jungle bans. I mean, Vi wasn't even touched in the pick or van last time, but clearly it's seen as warranted.
I wonder if Lancaster were maybe expecting York to just have to ban out junglers. They weren't expecting bans, but actually, if you look at it, like so many really strong champions.
And that's a Scion first pick for Kandu Magic. Takes that away from Lord Goose Bolton. And as we said earlier, his champion pool is not the widest, and now he's lost the Maokai, he's lost the Scion, so he's going to have to default back to.
He plays a lot of Hecarim actually as well. I can see him maybe picking Hecarim here, which could work very well actually.
And it's a Sejuani hover from Ashen Face, and that's what they've given up in this pick or ban.
Oh, they take the Jinx.
And they're even going to secure that Jinx. That's very brave. They're definitely trusting themselves to protect that Jinx, and they certainly were able to do it last game, so there's no reason they shouldn't be able to pull it off this game.
I think Jinx as well. Jinx is a very smart pick against Scion. She actually deals with him, I think, the best out of all the AD carries.
I mean, that's the thing with Scion. Scion doesn't have... He's very strong early base damage, very strong, but at the end of the game, he charges in, and it's very easy to maneuver him around. You let him go charging through with his ulti, you stick him at the back and just ignore him, whilst you decimate his team.
Oh, well, often, I think the issue he has is he doesn't have the follow-up gap closer, so if your front line just stands in front of him and just tanks the ultimate, they just get hit by it, it's whatever, they don't care anymore. Because now Jinx can just stand there and right-click, and how does Scion, once his ult's down, get to Jinx?
Yeah, they do have the Sivir hover at the moment, which is I quite like that pick from Lancaster if they do decide to go with it, because it gives them that ultimate gives them a lot more reliable initiation, and it gives them
it's a much stronger lane as well. I think they have to pick something that doesn't just get dominated quite as hard in lane. Like Tristana's laning is just
lane
terrible.
Is very
Sivir's can be very abusive, especially if they pick the Thresh.
And a Cannon hover.
This could be Cannon support, I suppose.
Cannon support. We have seen Lust Boy pulling that out more than once in the LCS.
Sivir Cannon's quite scary as well. Because if Cannon lands the stun, Sivir gets the free double proc on the boomerang. Which is a lot of damage, and Jinx doesn't have any way to stop
plus
that
the quick 3 auto attacks from Ricochet. Once, of course, they get the level 6 passive. But and the Nautilus they're going for.
Okay,
it looks like
that's got to be a support.
That's got to be a support Nautilus, unless they pull out the jungle Nautilus.
So that's quite scary. They've obviously decided because Morgana's gone, they want to pick something that can grab Jinx and can really threaten the Jinx.
That is, and there's no getting away from that depth charge. It's like the Vi. They banned Vi, but you've still got the Nautilus archie. There's nothing stopping that happening. So Janna, just to keep away that follow up, let the ultimate land, clear everyone away, and then reset the team fight. Especially with that Morgana ban away.
I mean, I think if you look, Lancaster's going for it. I think it's good here. So far, they've picked a team that makes sense. It's all about engage. The entire team is built to get someone to just catch them, go on them, keep attacking, keep fighting, keep chasing.
We did talk about the Thresh, and it looks like that's what Penguin's going to be going for. That's interesting. It's very aggressive. It's certainly much more of an aggressive bet. But bar that Lantern and the zone of the ultimate, there's not a lot of disengage on Thresh compared to something obviously defensive as a Janna. So it's all or nothing at the moment, it looks like from York.
Both teams have decided we're going aggressive.
Which is good because we got a lot of kills, we got a lot of action in the last game, and it certainly looks like we're going to be following up this game with the Hecarim locked in for presumably for Goosey in the top lane. You know, we don't have quad cannon playing for York at the moment. No Hecarim mid lane at the moment. And last 2 picks, the Gragas,
it's going to be
bit of hover, and the Gragas and the Ari to round out the blue side composition. And I think you're right. This composition makes a little bit more sense. I think certainly than that last one. It's very obvious.
I think a Diana pick here. I think Nick's going to pick Diana. I'm pretty sure of that now. It may need to be a proxy pick. I don't know if Penguin actually owns Diana or not, so we'll find out soon enough. But I can see this being a Diana pick.
Yeah.
Realistically. Because with this team, he can't pick something passive. He can't pick a Ziggs. He can maybe pick an Orianna, I think, for the.
Orianna, I'll say Orianna's just one of those champions, just very all round.
But I think the way this team wins is just by just going as hard as possible. Now they can't pick something passive here. They just can't. It wouldn't. Yeah. Okay.
He's called it. He called it.
Thought that was coming.
The man's called it, and the Diana picks that. So Diana to round out the red side competition, and well, again, we promised action, and it looks like we're certainly going to get it here. 2 again very aggressive teams, especially on York side. There is very little in the way of disengage here without sacrificing.
The same with both teams in a way. I think Lancaster built to engage as well.
So a little bit.
I think I'm much happier with Lancaster's team this game. Game 1 just seemed a bit again all over the place. This team, you can just looking at that lineup, you can see what the team wants to do.
You've got the depth charge, you've got the you've got the good damage from the Ahri, and of course the Gragas ultimate. You're really, if they want to separate out a target, there's no Morgana Black Shot, and that's part of the Morgana ban. It's not just because Penguin played it so well; it's to prevent the disengage from this pretty heavy CC comp. There's going to be, I mean, everyone's got some form of CC.
I mean, I think Jinx has to be very scared this game because Lookington's going to have to decide.
And
it's going to be really tough to decide when to flash, because if he flashes to avoid a Gragas barrel, okay, is there a Nautilus ultimate already on me? Do I wait for the Nautilus ultimate to hit me, then flash once I've landed? But I'm already in their team.
Exactly.
Like, there's a lot of
He's going to have to, I think this is going to be a less AD carry focused game. I think it's going to be all about the Diana, the front lines diving into each other's back lines. I think we're going to see it. Certainly on the side of York, Hecarim, Diana, that's a monstrous amount of damage, especially late game. Sejuani, these Sejuani ults are going to be, ever since the, was it the 5.6 patch nerf on the ultimate, turned the, so if he's going to miss that ultimate, that slow has gone down from 90, I think, to 30% now. So it's not still quite as game changing. So
something I think as well to bear in mind, I don't know if this is still the case, it was at least a patch ago, is something to know about Hecarim's ultimate. Hecarim's ultimate, the damage procs the spell shield of Sivir before the fear lands, because the fear comes from the horseman and not him, which means that Sivir's shield does not block the fear, which is very, very scary, because if Hecarim's fear goes through, it gives basically Sejuani a free ultimate if she can get the angle, and it gives Diana about second, I think, at the fear's maybe like 0.75, something like that. It gives Diana a chance to just one-shot Sivir, essentially.
Get that Crescent Blade in and then just go in and kill everybody.
And if Sivir can't nullify any of Diana's damage, it's 100 to 0 instantly.
And that's the slightly worrying thing. That's the slight disadvantage to Sivir. You don't tend to pick Sivir into a low damage composition. Yet we've got a Scion, a Gragas, a Nautilus, and the Ahri is going to provide a lot of damage. The Sivir is going to provide a lot of damage. But in terms of their top laner and their jungler, that's not huge amounts of damage. It's not the sort of thing we'd see from maybe a Rek'Sai or a Jarvan or even a Vi coming in with a full combo, or even a Kennen top lane or whatever, something a lot more damage. So if they can't protect that Sivir, and yes, she has the spell shield and her ultimate to run away, but if they can't protect the Sivir, they're not going to have a lot of damage threats. Whereas,
I think as well, actually, now I look at it, York have quite effective ways of getting around the Scion, because that can be a huge issue with Scion, is that he's just this wall that he can just stand there, he can spam out his knock.
But yeah, if you stick Goosey and Ashen Faced in the front, take that, and then Goosey can carry on straight through.
Hecarim just ults straight past them, Diana jumps past him. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they can just get over.
It's going to be...
I think it's going to come down as well. Gragas has two choices here. He can play the ultimate to make sure that Jinx gets killed by Ahri, or he can play the ultimate to make sure that he can get either Hecarim or Diana off of Sivir straight away. That'll actually be quite a big decision in how the fights plan out.
I think it'll depend as well how ahead or behind it. How much of a good lane phase. Certainly we saw bot lane, even top lane, the Maokai against the Gnar, not traditionally best matchup, and yet Maokai was still able to establish a CS lead and almost a solo kill due to a misplay from Candu Magic. And so we're going to have to see how this lane goes. Certainly mid lane. Mid lane was the shining light, I think, for Lancaster in their, the brief shining light they had before they got shut down. But and so if they can get that mid lane rolling, maybe focus on early, because Gragas has some very good early gank potential. He's got a lot of good base damage. He's got CC, ECC, and that W dunk is going to be
very hard for someone like Hecarim to deal with as well, because the E is a knock,
Diana
so he can knock him out.
And Diana has no escape. Diana is very, very unsafe. So they've got to go early, they've got to burn that flash, and then they've got to come back, get first blood, and really help to snowball that Ahri. Because if you get a mid-game Ahri roaming around, we talked about mid-game a lot as being a strong point for. We get a mid-game Ahri roaming around with guaranteed CC from Scion or from Nautilus. That's going to be a effective gank top or bottom. And so I think it's all going to be about how well they can get Cyclonus ahead on this Ahri for Lancaster. Because if not, as you said rightly, the Hecarim, the Sejuani, the Diana have got a lot of tools to deal with Lancaster's backline. And so it's going to be really interesting to see, I think, how well they can...
I'm looking forward to... I think this will be a much better game, I think, than the last one. I think both the comps... I mean, I think York's comp last game actually was very good as well, but I think this game, Lancaster are really on point. They've realised they've been outpicked very heavily, and they've come to this game with much...
Hopefully this will be a little bit of a closer game,
much clearer theme to their team.
And they couldn't do the Warden Sivir, Warden Nautilus combo. To Slinky, please.
They've actually gone down in skins. Well, then York have two, actually.
So York have failed to pull out the 5 skins, and we said skins is wins. It should still be a win for York on that, logical stats-based criteria. But Yeah, it's gonna hopefully be a lot closer game, and you know, I don't want to say I want Lancaster to win, but I'd love to have a game 3.
Oh, I'd love to have a game
I'd love
3.
to have a game
yeah.
3. So
It's conflict, isn't it?
so it's a very big conflict.
I'd love to know all the York guys, really good friends.
But of
mine,
course,
I'd love
providing
to
the
win,
stream, we
but
hope to aim completely neutral
the
and
best
not
of
support any team in particular. Roses are white. So it looks like we'll be loading up in a.
I'd like to see what I do want to see what Lancaster can bring to this game now. Like, can they regroup mentally and just write that last game off and just say, look, do you know what, we messed up picks. We took it to, we didn't think about it well enough. Whatever, it's in the past. We can fight this game.
York definitely saw, especially in that mid game, those rotations to turrets were very, very slick from York. Obviously, they've played a lot together in the Newell. They've played a lot of time. They spent a lot of time in ranked 5s together. Again, they seem to Diamond 5 in ranked 5's queue, which is pretty impressive. And so it's going to be. Can Lancaster, as you said, pull it together themselves, match the rotations, keep focused even if they get behind, and hopefully provide more of a fight than our last game. So that was what, 24, 25 minutes last game.
It wasn't
long
It was
game.
quite a rout, to be honest. I mean, it was over really after that second dragon. I think that was the point where I realised if Nunu's not going to contest this, it's a problem. I think this game will be very much decided on how much of an influence the Gragas has, because I think last game Nunu just didn't feel like he did anything. He was sort of just running, like he was taking Jarvan's Gromp while Jarvan was taking Dragon with his team, and it was just, it felt kind of like, Nunu should be doing something about this Dragon. He should have taken it himself. He should be dead already.
I mean, Jarvan, we laughed at Jarvan fall into about 5 HP and his full jungle clear. The fact that he got that full jungle clear off with no kind of retribution from Lancaster was definitely cost him. You know. So looks like they've both managed to avoid each other. Send up a same death rush.
Yorker and Lancaster's jungle here. This
and
is not
Lancaster
fair.
are just
they're
into Yorks. They're going around for the blue side. Whether or not they're sending Hecarim back already. Interesting, they're not starting the Hecarim off with an early camp because it's quite a good thing. He's bought his early push. Typically a thing.
It's gonna be very bad for York if York walk through here now. If they get actually, okay, no, Lancaster are a bit split up.
Oh, looks like we're gonna have some kind of fight. They spotted Lancaster, but Hecarim, he's got his teleport, but it's first blood to Cyclonus. One auto attack. 1-0 Lancaster, but Ashen Face, he misses the dredge line. That's an instant flash from Ashen Faced. And everyone's going to walk out of this. Okay, they're still posturing. Oh, the death sentence missing by a little bit. They really want that blue buff. Hecarim, meanwhile, is going to get that advantage in the top lane. Sion's going to have to TP up and probably late. He's not doing his typical suicide slide. It looks like we're going to fight. That's a charm onto Nyx Diana. The dredge line, and that's the season potential. First blood for Sylar, who Ashen Face is going to go down as well. But looks like he's got no flash. He's going to wander out with that flail of the northern winds going. And that's a second kill for Lancaster. Can do magic picking up that one. Hecarim's going to be pushing that one in, but there's the teleport, and wow. That is not the start that York wanted. We talked about the pick potential, we talked about that CC, that charm into that dredge line just demonstrated. You're not getting away. And
I think it was actually, you have to respect Lancaster for doing that as well. Often when you're down in a series, you don't take the risks, you play safe, you just try, but they just said, this game, no, this game's ours, and they went for it. You got to respect that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they wanted to do. They've got an advantage for Hecarim in the top lane, experience anyway, but once they get that goal, it's a nice dredge line, the stunning blow, concussive blow, it's a hook onto Sivir, that's a flayback, exhaust heal, that's all the summoners blow, they're going for Sivir, he's going to walk out, chugging that potion, he's going to be fine, but Nautilus is going to take some damage on the backside, and that's...
Well, York now have the heal advantage.
York now have a pretty good advantage. That's going to be, that's a fairly large experience advantage top lane. Goosey's just about to hit level 3 on this Hecarim. I think it'll be that cannon mini going down. That's a level 3. And so, not what they wanted. Not really what Lancaster wanted in the bot lane. We talked earlier about the oppressive nature of that bot lane. 15 CS to 2 in the bot lane. That's not what you want on your Sivir.
Well.
And a couple of, and even though Sivir got those 2 assists, that is... He's behind in gold, I think. I can't single click. Yeah, he's behind in gold already just on that CS lane, so hopefully they're going to pick up as much as that as possible.
I think if you look actually who the gold went on to, even in those kills, 1 kill over to Nautilus, 1 over to Sion, they're not really probably the people you want those kills on. Double kill for Ariel for Sivir would have been nice, but... He just farms and farms and farms, and that's what wins in Nautilus, whatever, at the stage of the game.
But Lancaster, by all, that's Arctic Assault is going to miss, and Cyclonus is going to walk out of that one.
But he's got it back here. I think if Sejuani stays and pushes, the Ari's going to lose quite a lot of farm by the looks of it. So, bot lane seems to be going very
Penguins playing zone. We talked about 10 CS lead at 7 minutes last game. It's 4 minutes now, and is already picking up twice as much CS on that Jinx Stuckington. And we talked a bit about the the oppressive nature of their bot lane last game, and well, you know, it's demonstrating itself here.
Yeah.
They've still got the catch potential. They've still got the dredge. Is it dredge line, dredge hook? I don't know. The Nautilus, big fat axe, but at the same time, they're getting pushed in quite heavily here. So hook, narrowly misses, baits the spell shield and takes the zap.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna be careful.
No chompers from Duckington. Riptide to zone away, and but no real CS advantage across. Well, Ari in fact has a CS lead over Diana, despite being here. I don't think he never actually went back after that gank. Says Ronnie didn't stick around. I think that's a misplay on Ashenface's part, not sticking around to force Cyclones back. And he's actually still got a very slight CS lead over Diana in the middle. Although with that flask and that extra cookie, it's definitely going to be doing well.
Gragas looking like he wants to come behind here. No, he's just checking out where Sejuani is.
Sejuani over on her.
Seeing as well, Sion's started Doran's shield over Flask, which is very surprising actually, especially against someone like Hecarim who doesn't really do any single target damage.
Yeah, I mean the health's helpful. You know, Sion obviously wants to get that health stacking pretty early. But
sure, but I think you want the Flask and pots really for the spam. You
want
it the way you
deal
with
spam that
Hecarim.
Q. I mean, I mean, look at the mana bars. He's running low on that mana already.
I think Sion is pretty heavily favoured in that matchup as well. To be honest, if he can just spam Hecarim, Hecarim can't really keep up with the spam, and he doesn't really dodge the Q.
One of the few answers to Hecarim. That's a hook onto Nautilus. That shield, but that's not. I mean, he's a very tanky man, even at level 4. It's not taking a lot of damage there, but yeah. So, but still, Lancasters do have an 1,000 gold lead at the moment. Despite having the bot lane advantages, they did get those 2 kills.
That's probably all from first blood.
Oh, that's another hook onto Nautilus. Penguin again.
And then so it's 700 gold for the first blood and the second kill, and then there's the assist gold as well.
Exactly.
So it's probably all on those kills.
But I mean, now these first backs are starting to come in. Mid lane is backed already. Top lane's probably going to be back in at some point, but I mean, yeah, Sion's already backed. Picks up that Glacial Shroud. That's a good position for him to be in. And so I think we're really going to see, if they manage to get a kill maybe out of their aggression early, that might have been able to swing it back. But now these first backs are going to be coming in. The gold that Lancaster accumulated is going to be spent, and
300 gold.
Yeah. I mean, that advantage now in CS, it's a 9 CS advantage, but you know, it's brought completely even almost in the regards to dredge line onto Duckington. It takes the full combo, it's an exhaust. It's going to run that one out. They're still going onto it. They've got a significant health advantage. Penguin taking the double boomerang blade proc. They're going to walk that one out, but few levels in them, get that health back up, and as you said, the severe damage potential is not to be underestimated. Not quite.
The ricochet damage is huge.
Exactly, and it's free. That's free. He's going to get. They're going to hit 6 by halfway. It looks like York's going to be backing off to buy at this point. They've got the 1550, so they'll both be coming back with BF swords. But yeah, that gold's going to be spent, and I think this is where Lancaster should really hope to try and push that advantage. Nick still has his. They weren't able to get much pressure onto Nick. In fact, it was Ashenface Sejuani showing up in the mid lane and getting some damage. And Fatty again, we haven't really seen. He's got. I mean, look at the CS. He's got 28 CS to 14 over Sejuani.
Here, so Lancaster definitely want to do something about a dragon. They want to use this advantage.
I'll say.
They're going to take the crowd.
They're going to have to hope the Gragas can use, but neither jungler has backed since their Trailblazer, so that extra gold is not going to do too much for Gragas.
York not contesting this.
Yeah, they're going to trade. I think they're going to trade that turret. Yeah, they're going to trade damage on that turret. But Sion did walk down, so he's going to be able to teleport straight back up, and they're not going to lose that much. So this is a really smart move from Lancaster. We said last game they needed to get that early dragon control, so even if things did snowball out of control a little bit, they'd have that dragon win condition. Take the first dragon at about it was 8 minutes. They took that first dragon. So it puts the dragon win condition again, and again it sets us up for a nice 40-minute, 50-minute fight over the second dragon, and hopefully that's where things will start to be decided. But Sion's getting some nice push into the mid lane turret. It's always good. Ashenface coming around, and Goose bottom. Diana coming in from the side, but they're backing off. I don't think we're able to get anything from here. Hand over that blue buff to Diana in the mid lane. She's going sorry, not Abyssal Scepter. She is going Abyssal Scepter first. She has the Negatron Cloak component at the moment, versus the Chalice of Harmony from Cyclone Cesare. So he's going to be going for the Athenes rather than the Morello Nomicon. So
I think that Ari has to be quite scared, I think, of Diana here. I think Negatron is...
Diana's just one of those champions. I mean, you blink and you miss it sometimes, especially late game. There's always going to be that kill potential
if he holds
from
on to
Nick's
his third
Diana.
attack, and then...
using that double lunar rush dash.
Yeah. So much burst.
But, a slight experience advantage here for York in the bottom lane. That CS discrepancy is starting to wind a little bit. That's a nice Orb of Deception from Cyclonus. No blue buff. I think Gragas has chosen to take that for himself, possibly. Oh, Lunar Rush in, takes the charm, and they're just going to back up. But Nick's really starting to... that Negatron Cloak's a really smart pickup. Really mitigate the damage of... just some flat MR to mitigate that damage from Cyclonus. It's working out well for him. He's got that blue buff advantage. Without the blue buff, maybe, but the Chalice of Harmony's mana regen not doing so much for Ari when she doesn't have that blue buff. That's a flail
I think
too.
Chalice remained unchanged
Slinky,
as well, didn't it?
he's saving that spell shield for the death sentence,
damage.
and Penguin's not even gonna... Oh, hang on.
Nice, walked out. Oh, the Jinx Rocket just skimming him.
Oh.
Saw it on the mini-map, thanks to
Must have used a spell shield then if Darkington was willing to fire that, or maybe it was just burned. But she's burned the flash. They've just burned the flash of Slinky. I think he's flashed the rocket.
Oh, he must
so
have flashed the rocket,
oh, death sentence
very
narrow
nice.
wide. Penguin wants blood again. He's not happy about
His skill shots have been on point in this series as well. So.
Really good. Penguin, the unsung hero, I think, of York.
Sure. Hecarim actually managed to work up a 10 CS lead, which I guess makes sense because Sion was not really in top lane for quite a while.
But I mean, the kill damage and the kill as well. It's a dredge line onto Penguin. But
Jinx can more or less just.
Oh, that's a depth charge onto Jinx with the exhaust. Following it up, Jinx looks like she's going down here, and that's a kill for Slinky. Meanwhile, Ari going low in the mid lane. Gragas coming in to provide some support there, but that is not what York wanted in that bot lane. That's not what they wanted.
Surprising as well, how dominant they were in the first game.
I say it's a lot of. I mean, Nautilus support is just really one of the things. Ashen faced, waiting for that spell shield, baits the spell shield. Oh, the bowler goes wide. It's not going to matter though. Ashen face picking that one, despite skewing. Penguin, purple Penguin, take a bow. But that bowler strike was horrendous. That was a nice dodge from Sivir. We'll give Ashen face the benefit of the doubt on that one.
I don't know if it counts as a dodge if you stand still. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. So. But still, they get a kill back. 700 gold lead still for Lancaster. Not really managed to push that too much. CS down in CS in all lanes at the moment, but that sign is going to be a big problem.
The mid lane CS is actually starting to spread out a bit.
Spread out a little bit. He's got that blasting one back onto the. He's going to be going straight for that Abyssal Scepter. So he's really going for that team fight. You know, if you're going to build your Nashers first, you're going for that split push build. But you know, we don't do split push in. We don't do split push
picks up the Cinderhawk now as well. That was a big kind of item discrepancy.
That's a big buy, I say.
But he's got his as well.
Nice. Again, you see the ward coverage coming out this game. It's actually pretty good coming out from Lancaster this game. They were definitely falling behind a little bit, especially in their dragon coverage. You see, York were investing a lot of gold into pinks, into greens, and really making sure they had the vision to pull off their dragon maneuvers. But with that gold advantage, they're investing it smartly into the ward game and. Into vision, getting some vision control of that dragon. It's going to be coming up in about 1.5 minutes, and gets a smite. Oh, he's gone back in. Nick coming around. He's gone in, but that's lost his escape. Fatty might have to flash it. That's a nice bow. That's the flash. Doesn't quite think. We're waiting for the burst. He's going to walk out. Diana coming back in. We still got the Hecarim ult to come in. Oh, Diana picks one up. Hecarim wasn't actually on cooldown. Sion coming back from the top lane, but he's just going to wave his axe and walk out of there. Cyclonus going aggressive. Last Spirit Rush, he's ticking away. He's ticking away. Oh, Cyclonus picking up this kill onto Sejuani. Poor old Sion doesn't even get an assist, but right back and forth here. This is a much more intense game. Very much
closer.
Yeah, much more balanced. It's on a knife edge at the moment. It's a nice, 102 on the Ari, 101 on that Sion. And Sion, once he gets that first item out, he's got his Spectre's Cowl and his Glacial Shroud. He's got some very good mixed damage. Nice hook on Penguin, but that's not really the target you want. The one that's taking a lot of damage. He's trying to walk that one out. Ooh, Jinx takes a double Boomerang Blade and Ricochet shots. Just going to take those potions up and, walking on out of there. Just chill out under the turret. It's a nice place to be. But Lancaster definitely showing their strength at the moment. Some really nice plays, all stemming from that dreadful level 1 for your Nick's out of mana. He's going to be back. He's going to go nicely off to blue buff and pick that one up. Ashen Face being a good guy jungler, giving that over.
Yeah, well, I think they're probably recognising now that actually Nick is the one player who I think you could say is ahead of the counterpart, the CS20 CS. I think you would say Diana naturally anyway has an advantage against Ari. And once he picks up, because he'll
I
get
say, yeah, he's the only one evening. They're all even in gold across the board. There's a 500 discrepancy in the top lane, and but 200 and about 200 jungle and 300 for Nautilus. You know, but
that was the first kill.
But yeah, that's all that stemming off that first thing. But they're definitely playing the volume, definitely staying even. You feel if they hadn't had that invade and the same kind of play had gone on.
Mid here. Oh, this could be really
they're
bad
coming
for
back. That's a teleport in from Hecarim. Science TP. Science
huge
TP is
ultimate.
down, and that's disgusting. Jinx picking up the kill on Nautilus. That's a lot of damage.
I think they'll very likely get mid.
Playing off the Scion teleport disadvantage there, and they're going to head straight to Dragon. That's a perfect time to pick up a kill. Only onto Nautilus, so there's still the potential. They want to put some pressure on. Oh, he said it anyway, and that's Diana. That's what happens.
Ahri playing too greedy. I think Ahri just has to.
Really, and they're gonna get the Dragon, all stemming off that fight. But and that's really good communication from the Flapper. I'm sorry, from York. Really good communication from York, making sure Goosey communicating that teleports down. I'm coming in, and that really was exactly what they're going to get this mid lane turret as well, and that's really going to even things up a little bit here. Lancaster still picking up a few kills, you know, but going even, still ahead in gold by 600 gold, evening up at that Dragons now. But having that Diana at 2-1, Abyssal Scepter completed with that flask to help out our sustain on the mid game runs is really gonna be interesting to see what Nick can do on this Diana.
Yeah, I think Lancaster have to be very aware of the Diana. Is there anyone that's
Duckinson going hard for the turret, and he gets away. No.
Get out of my lane.
Yeah. But we talked last game about turrets and how we had no turrets down by this point in the last game. We've got 4 now. Both teams realising that if they don't want their lanes to snowball either way, get those turrets down, get some global gold in, and really buff themselves.
Yeah, it's good to see.
And that's
Lancaster really they've shown up this game. I think a lot more.
Yeah.
Definitely on last game.
But after that play in the mid lane, those turrets going down, that's brought us to pretty much dead even on the gold at the moment, 16 minutes. Certainly we're hoping this game's going to go a bit longer than 24 minutes.
You can actually, it's hard to actually say which team scales better, because I think they both scale like extremely well.
I think the one thing you've always got to consider is Diana, a full damage Diana melts everybody.
Oh, it's huge. But you have to consider this as well. So, Ahri has the same potential. If Ahri lands a charm on a key target, they're gone.
I mean...
Oh, can the Sand get away?
I say, it's the Ahri single target.
The Hecarim can stop the ultimate here if he ults the other side of
he's walking. He's walking out there. Hecarim ult just coming up now. But yeah, I think it's that Ahri single target burst pick potential versus the Diana's AoE magic damage. If she gets a good pull in and damage onto 3-4 members, that's gonna decide any late game team fight. Scion, he's not gonna have the horsey in his jungle. He's gonna ride Hecarim out of there. Hook onto Cyclonus. That's into the flame chompers, and that's ultimate. Gragas tanks it up. He says, "Is that all you got?" Jinx in a bit of trouble. There's action all over the map here. Nice Scion ulti into 2. But it's not a fight Scion can win, but it's going to take him a while to kill him. He's got that frozen heart. Jinx is not doing a lot of damage, and so I think he's just going to be able to wall that one. He's got Sejuani coming around, but he's going to loop back up towards his top lane. Cyclone is still very low, but chugging that potion, staying in. Duckinson gets the hook! That's why you sweep out wards! Penguin with the godlike death sentence.
Well, if
and that's why you... So far, and that's a ward. That ward right there, playing... working well. The Pingu chants coming out in the lobby. Purple Penguin, 103 on that thresh. Ability boots, and he's really been making an impact all series.
I think that was another example of, I think, Ahri playing too greedy. I think Ahri just had to accept that she had to back, basically, just had to get out too low. Wasn't going to do anything, like, even if it didn't get buffed,
exactly.
Like, sit back, throw like 1 or 2 Qs.
And that's a needlessly large rod onto Diana. His rod is needlessly large, and he's going to be punishing people with that, I feel.
I dare say. And Ahri gone into another defensive magic resist item here. This is... I'm not so sure about that.
Abyssal into Athenes. He's playing scared.
Yeah,
and
I don't think...
it might help him survive the... can do no ultimate. There's no Scion ultimate. The lantern away.
The day again.
Pingu.
And more chance.
There was no Scion ultimate, so I think Duckinson would right, but saves a flash, saves a summoner, walks out, cool as a cucumber, and of course Penguin gets some props with his lantern. I
just don't think it's fair right now. It's Penguin versus Lancaster, and my money's on Penguin at the moment.
There's a bold statement if ever one was made. Clearing out some vision in the top side jungle. a little bit of a lull at the moment. Baron coming out in 40 seconds, but you know, there's no Fnatic here. I don't think we're going to get any 20-minute Barons coming out. I don't know.
Now, if you look at Lancaster's build as well, actually, everyone, like the top 3, are all building very defensively.
Very
Gragas,
defensively.
I guess Gragas does quite high base damage anyway.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
that's
that's how you want to build your Sion on your guys. But yeah, the
building.
double magic resist. Oh, he's very scared of that Diana in the mid lane. Even though both turrets are still gone, still very much respecting the damage potential.
I think again, though, it looks almost like they might have an issue unless Ori can get this Abyssal up before the next fight. They're gonna again have an issue killing Jinx, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
because Ori has very little damage. Gragas is going to have to get a good ultimate, or Sion's going to have to get a good ultimate and put Jinx in an awkward position.
I mean, that is the saving grace. There's no black shield to save. So so there's no way, if Gragas lands that good ultimate, a flash body slam even, Jinx isn't getting away from that, but we've seen Penguin's landing potential. Could bring him straight back out again. I'm going to have to see how that one goes. Baron's now alive. They're trying to get some vision control around it. Oh, Hecarim going hard onto Ahri.
Oh, that was a big crit.
And they're just going to back that away with the zoning potential. The Flame Trumper splitting that one up. All cycling around Baron. Dragon coming up in 50 seconds. There's not really any vision control. Scuttle Crab is still up for grabs. Diana almost taking a step too far. And Sion just clearing up that top wave. But really, it's all going to come down, I think. The next 40 seconds, minute, 2 minutes, we're going to see a big fight.
I think this next Dragon
Around
is going to be huge. I don't think either team could really contest the Baron with the other team alive.
No, we'd have to get a very cheeky sneak off, and they haven't got. Neither team I don't think has the damage potential to 2 or 3 man it at this point.
Baron's gonna do with the damage, but
the infamous Korean Riverworm's gonna eat you up on that one. 15 seconds on Baron. Scuttle Crab's still open. And it looks like, at least for the moment, York, red side, have the positional advantage. Ashen Face just chilling out in the brush, you know, just wants to, you know, do his hair or whatever, I don't know. Yeah, just chilling. He's been there for a while, you know. Oh,
he's anticipating the Gragas.
He's bad. That's no. He might have to flash here. He's not going to go on that, I don't think.
And he wants to keep his ultimate for the Dragon.
Bringing all 5 in, all 10 mobbers coming in. Ahri just going to push out that mid wave. York starting the Dragon. No wards on the path thing, but he's walking straight in. Penguin playing frontline at the moment. Yep. They've got to respect that. They've got to respect that Sion ulti in the closed control, closed off area of the jungle. Sion's definitely. Sion's very far away. Sivir's got off to mid lane. Gragas takes the chompers. I'm not really sure what's going on here. Sion's stuck in the backfield. He's taking up 3 on his own. That's an exhaust. Meanwhile, Sivir and Hecarim train out in the top lane. Goose is very low. It looks like Sion's going to go down here. Death sentence from Penguin. That's a flash out. Again, the charm. The Hecarim ults with the flash. No one's down yet. How is this happening? And everyone very low. They're licking their wounds. Scuttle Crab. Someone finally gets the crab. And York looking a lot more healthy, but I don't think they want to risk this. Dragon being drawn out at the moment by York. They're moving in. They want to start again. They're doing it on top of a ward, but Ahri's back in base. Sivir is pushing mid lane. We're gonna have to go on a Gragas barrel steal here. Can Fatty pull it off? Has he got the deeps? No. Diana securing that one. Casual. I'm surprised Penguin didn't pick that one up. You know, with his death sentence there. But so that's a second Dragon for York after a bit of a scuffle in the middle. No one actually dying in that whole series of events. But one thing I think we have to touch on there: how tanky was that side? He ran into three people for the whole fight, and he just did not care. He's got that Froze High, he's got the Merc Treads. He's gonna be building towards that Banshee's Vow. It looks like 3rd item, and he's gonna be difficult to deal with.
We saw the difficulty Diana had getting past Nautilus. You could see it at the top of your screen. Nautilus actually very good at dealing
Nautilus,
with melees. And because he straight away, beginning the fight, drops his ultimate on Diana. It means Diana can't get the Q off to hit Sivir. So Diana struggles to engage for free.
Checking up on my school names. We know what we're doing over here at Fraxoc. So, gonna take a breather, I think. All the dragons down. No one's willing to contest Baron again at this point.
Still very even on gold. I mean, 700 gold at this point.
700 gold. It's been 700 gold for pretty much the whole game, as far as we can realize.
Across 5 people.
Let's say one extra turret for Lancaster. That's a charm onto Ashen Face into the dredge line. It's a nice flash and the lantern from Penguin.
Penguin again.
Penguin wants
up the slack of his
Penguin wants his teammates for himself. You know, he's not sharing today.
And that's the 3rd person he's saved now.
Yeah. Oh, another charm on Ashen Face. Ashen Face, please. He's gonna Arctic Assault away out there. Cool as a cucumber. A nice questionable barrel from Gragas
Yeah,
there. Thank you to the crowd for pointing that one out.
Questionable, believe it or
But
not.
a very interesting explosive cast. Maybe, you know, just want to liven up the party. Oh, Hecarim face checks into the sign. It's only if if only had his ultimate.
If only
that's a
Gragas
nice
had an ability to somehow displace the heck.
Get
Only
a
that ability existed. Oh, Penguin down, he means business.
Penguin wants to take him all for a ride.
My hook's bigger than yours.
Well, let's not get into any questionable hook metaphors at this point in the game. It's a long day ahead of us potentially.
Yeah. Passing the blue over to Ari. That'll be nice. That might be the first blue.
I think it's like Greg has been very greedy with. Maybe that's what he's been using the cask for. Securing the ulti.
Off his own.
Action Faced also has a blue buff, so you know. Oh, that's a Sivir ultimate. He's gonna. They're gonna get a catch onto Duckett. That's a lot of damage. Nautilus picking that one out. That's a nice pick, and that's the pick potential that Nautilus provides there. He does not go for. Cycling us with the Spirit Rush forward. Ashen Faced still has that bowler strike. Sion wants a piece of the action. Nick picking up blue buff because you know helping your team isn't as good as getting your blue buff.
Yeah,
but
I think the issue with taking the blue buff here is they've left mid open completely.
They've
left
mid open to a rotation. I'm not sure they'll get too much from it at this point. Hecarim's coming down. Yeah. No, they're not going to contest
it's too
that.
scary without
there's
Jinx.
no Jinx. There's no damage pressure, and that's going to extend Lancaster's gold lead to just 1,500, just shy of 2k. So definitely a more even game this game. I'm enjoying this one a lot more, and the crowd certainly seems to be getting in on it as well.
I think actually York have a window now, and I don't know if they're going to exploit it where they have all of their ultimates up. And like I said, missing some very
we're missing the Spirit Rush. I mean, Sion's got his ult. Sion's got his ult, but yeah, the Ari got the Gragas ultimate back up now, so you know he can throw that at the floor again.
But I think if York were to engage here, I think they would be hugely favoured.
Yeah.
Diana pushing top, which is. I'm not sure if that's where he should be.
I mean,
they need him as
there's
part of
not
the engage.
so much inhibitor pressure on at the moment. I mean, they've got Can Do Magic in the bot lane pushing that turret in, and it's worth actually picking up that turret for the global gold. I think just get all the outers are now down, and that's going to open up the map for some more players. Meanwhile, that's a charm onto Duckington. The Dredge line. That's a one-more combo. The Gragas barrel.
Ari taking huge damage.
The Gragas barrel, I think, actually pushed Duckington out there.
Looked like it.
And it was a bit of a gamble because I mean, look at his health there. He's not got a lot of health there, and so
Ari
couldn't scared. But Ari, I mean,
Ari took aggro from the tower.
Yeah, stuck in there. Just gonna wander off to the
very
lane, but yeah.
Ari's staying again.
Ari's staying again. That's a hook onto
He's
Penguin. Bring it in, Nick. Next time it pulls them all in.
Dauntless down, maybe. No. Oh no.
Oh. That's a nice turnaround. The Dredge line heading for.
Oh, Goosey gets a kill.
Charge heading for Diana. Nick's low, but Nautilus takes the zap. Jinx is back. Charm again. Cyclonus on this side. Picks up there. That's a flash. Oh! He wanted the crit. He wanted the crit there. He's on top of a ward, but he's got a Sion coming from Duckington. He's going to have a difficult time getting out. I'm not sure why Sivir is back in here. Just because they could cut Duckington off potentially, but that's a nice boomerang blade. Cyclonus has got a back, man. You got a back.
He's going. He is going.
We know you got your challenger skin on. But come on, man.
Sion's getting.
Sion 204. I said about Sion earlier. He is very difficult to deal with, especially in the mid game where we haven't got quite so much ability to peel. And he's gone back to spend 2,000 gold. And that's a Banshee. Yeah, he's got the Banshee.
I actually think he should have gone just straight for Thornmail at this point.
Thornmail.
I don't think he's taking enough magic damage to justify that.
I say he's taking a lot of double ruby crystal. He's heading for a Warmox.
Warmox, I guess.
Possibly it's not Spirit Vision or a Spirit. No, it's not Spirit Vision. That's
both the braces.
Yeah, so that's so that's a Warmox for the side. I mean, it helps with his health. I mean, you know, his W passive is going to be stacking pretty highly at the moment. Hecarim coming in. Nautilus out of position. That's a hook from Penguin. But he's so tanky. Teleport behind the sign. That's going to line him up for the sign ultimate. Here it comes. Straight into Nick. The lantern is not going to be enough. Hecarim coming in with the unstables, but too little, too late. That's a nice two-man bowler. The hook just missing Cyclonus. Getting a shutdown onto Duckington. Shut down onto Sivir, but Duckington is also down, and that's going to be a dragon for Lancaster. This game,
very clear focus from Lancaster. They take out Diana, take out Jinx, and then
they put a nice little burst onto Nautilus, but that's not the man you want to be catching out. And really on point Sion ultimate, hitting
great teleport
Diana straight into the noggin, right down that exposed corridor, and Nautilus just be walking out. He doesn't
Yeah,
care.
he doesn't care at this point.
226.
Too
He's looking pretty tanky for himself. He's doing well for himself.
Yep.
A lot of what, as again, we talked about wall control earlier being good for York in their winning game. Lancaster investing. Look at that, about 5-6 greens and 3 pinks all around that dragon. That's for a second dragon. You know, that's for damage to towers. You know, they're willing to spend their gold to make sure they keep their advantage going. It's working out well for them at the moment. 3,000 gold ahead, 4 turrets to 3. It's just shy of 30 minutes.
Dragon. So they've caught up in dragons as well, which is
2 all in dragons.
I think that the problem York is having at the moment.
It's pause coming in. Oh, pause.
Pause.
Twitch chat, please.
Lag.
Someone's lagging, I'm sure. Lagging a little. If we get rid of. How do we get rid of?
You can move. Hang on. You can move.
Can you move the target? If we move the target, oh, you can move the chat.
Oh,
I just want to lock it, don't you?
Should be unlocked.
There we go. Let's get a look at the chat. Tiny bit of lag on blue side, and Ashen's having issues as well. Yeah.
I wouldn't be the first time with it. Ashen having issues.
We'll leave that to his therapist to decide.
Yeah,
but so. Dragons.
The issue York is really having at the moment is they can't keep Jinx alive. There's just too many things coming Jinx way. And if Jinx's flash is down, even that fight Jinx's flash I think was. I don't know if Jinx is burned in the previous fight. But Jinx has no flash.
They're looking to.
Get them off.
I say a 70-80 ultimate cooldown versus that 5 minutes on flash. And Lancaster are looking to fight as often as they can.
Exactly. Yep.
This is
so many things you have to be scared
This is the problem with them getting ahead. There's not a lot you can do to get them off you. That Sivir speed up. We've got Righteous Glory coming in. Very common pickup on Gragas straight after the Cinder Hulk. A lot of health. Really going to help buff his engage. And Righteous Glory into that barrel is going to do a lot for Lancaster in this.
I think really what they're going to rely on is I think Sejuani has to get tanky enough to be able to be almost the scion for his team. He has to just stop anyone getting
Interestingly, Sejuani's picked up the Locket of the Iron Solari here. I'm never a fan of Lockets on junglers. It's a good item for your team, but it's not a true tank item. It's not going to provide as much, say, as a Banshee's Veil or a Spirit Visage.
But I think the thing about Locket, you have to remember, Locket is very effective against Burst and the shield it gives.
But
the AoE magic resist can be huge. I think the issue here is that arguably there's not enough area of effect magic damage coming out of the Lancaster team to justify
a Locket.
Being your first major.
And if it was going to be on a Locket, perhaps you want to put that over onto Penguin. You know, he's picking up a lot of gold with his assist, and it's going to be a good item for Refresh. It's not quite as good for Sejuani, but we're going to have to see when we get back into game how much that's going to, if so, how much that's going to cost them. He's got a lot of magic resist. He's got no armor. Sivir's going to shred Sejuani.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
True. I think the logic maybe perhaps behind it is I think that the Sejuani typically has not been going for the Sivir. The Sejuani's kind of playing disruption in a way, since he's sitting in the middle of the fight and just kind of knocking sign about beating up Gragas a bit, stopping Ari, being able to get Jinx, that kind of stuff. He's not really just getting right clicked. Whereas I think Hecarim and Diana are the ones who need the armor,
Hecarim is
the ones who are going straight for Sivir.
Hecarim straight on that Triforce, Merc Treads, Home Guards. We're gonna go. We're just waiting on a couple of lag issues on the side of Lancaster. Ashen Face has managed to fix his up, and it's just a bit of a connection issue for Cyclonus in that mid lane. So 30 minutes in, 3,000 gold lead for Lancaster. I think their next move has to be maybe starting to work around the back, because Baron's been pretty much untouched now, and they're starting to get to the point in the game where Baron is more on the table. Both teams have now got the damage too, and a good fight can lead to that Baron and lead to a very big gold lead. So Dragons, I'm not sure are going to be. We're just getting back into game, but I don't think Dragons are going to be so much of a big deal in this game. Even if someone gets the next 3 Dragons, that's 18 minutes. That's 48-minute 5th Dragon. But the way they're trading it off at the moment, I'm not so sure they've been able to get to that fight. And so Baron potentially then becomes the game-changing siege objective.
I think that the Dragon will be a big deal, and the move speed I think will be very big for either team that gets it, actually, because both of them are very sort of chase, and the only way they really engage is they've just run
certainly more for Lancaster wanted to deny it from York, because then they can't run away from the Sivir but they can't run away from Gragas and his Righteous Glory. And so there'll be a nice denial for Lancaster to pick up more than anything else. But one thing we didn't touch upon is Jinx still has obviously that turret carry potential. I say Sivir, yes, she has some her 3 empowered auto attacks on her W, but that's not 125% attack speed buff that we're seeing demonstrated just here on the Scuttle.
The big thing I think is the range that Sivir has to get a lot closer.
500 range, very dangerous position for him to be. Exactly, very dangerous. Getting caught in that base gate choke is not going to be fun for them. And so maybe that Baron is going to mean a lot for York if they can get it and then use it to push down at the very least all the outer and inner turrets, if not pressuring onto an inhibitor.
I think the fear probably for both teams, right?
Speaking of Baron, there's a ward onto it.
This is extremely risky.
This is very risky. But there's 3 members of York's squad
ahead
just
enough
coming
to
up
do
the mid
this.
lane. If they had the damage,
They have to
maybe,
get
but
out.
they're not going to be caught here. I think they're just going
They
to walk
just-
it out,
yeah.
to be honest. Nautilus waving bye-bye.
Penguin means
Penguin!
business.
Oh, he's got the
Is he
death
going?
sentence onto Nautilus. That's a nice
Oh.
dredge line out. And the zoning of Scion's devastating smash
And that was,
gonna
Sejuani missed
decimating,
ultimate. Well,
gonna.
not sorry, missed, but didn't really get them to
Yeah.
engage it when it didn't get a stun down.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I think the issue is that neither team is strong enough to take Baron right now while the other team's alive.
Yeah.
There has to be a fight.
There has to be a
and
fight,
then
yeah.
Baron.
Has to be the fight and then
Yeah,
Baron.
and so I
But
think doing Baron there, taking so much damage, I think they could have baited
Yeah.
it, maybe clear out vision and bait it,
Yeah,
and would
I
have been
mean-
much better because now they've lost the tower for it.
as a hook
Oh,
on the
he wants to
Cyclone
hook
says,
again,
oh,
he's
he's
down.
been melted. Diana picking
Oh.
up that one. That's
Tower
going to be a
down.
good fight for York. They still want to go
Send
for it. That's a
fight,
nice
Echo
fear
going
away.
in.
But Sivir is still sitting at the back.
There's
and
no
that's
threat on
page.
Jinx here. No one can kill
But-
Jinx. This is going to be an inhibitor, I think.
Duckington's going off again.
Sorry. Oh my word!
Oh.
And the Zhonya's.
The
Can he get
Zhonya's.
out of here?
He's not going to get out. That's a hook onto Gragas. There's no Lantern though. Dinah flashes away. He's going to go down.
He's down.
That's a return kill for Fatty. Jinx though shredding the two
Jinx
tanks,
just-
but Ashenface is caught on the wrong side of that one.
Flashed out.
Flashed out.
Horsey back.
Horsey's back in.
Only 8
Scion,
seconds on
Scion
Orion.
walking into
Oh,
Fuppy.
Scion's
He just
going
does
for
not care.
So tanky. I don't think he can do this.
He's
though.
not going to manage to pull this one off. I think he's eventually going to have to walk it out.
Yeah.
But that
Saves the tower.
is the power of Scion right there. 2 members down and
Yeah.
4v2 situation, and Scion just walks up and says,
Yeah,
"You know what? I got this, guys. Don't worry about
I
it."
think it's actually very obvious. I think at this point that Duckington needs, I think, a blade of the Rune King more than anything. Both Gragas and Scion are stacking health
Yeah.
over armor. I mean, Frozen Heart
I
is a lot
say,
of armor. Don't get me wrong.
Blade of the Rune
But
King,
it's much more health.
and you can see that component on Sivir right there. The build towards
Yeah.
colours, and Duckington has just picked it up, going for his lifesteal third, which is
Very good.
it's nice. It's a
I
solid
think-
choice.
In a way, I don't even think it's necessarily the lifesteal that he wants. It's that percentage health damage.
Yeah,
He just
yeah,
needs
that's
it.
like-
You saw when he was hitting Gragas there, it was nothing.
Yeah.
No
Picking up
damage.
this,
And
like-
Gragas has no armor,
yeah,
and he's
as in,
doing nothing
yeah,
at all.
picking up his lifesteal as his third AD carry choice.
And once you pick up
but,
lifesteal on
yeah.
Jinx against the Scion, it's yeah, that's the
flash
flash
the
there.
champ. That's a lot of still. That's the flash gone. That's not even a team fight. There's no
Yeah,
no
that's-
objective up to. There's no even objective. Any kind of fight going to go on there. Burn the flash.
That
A
could
little
be
bit of
huge.
mispositioning from Duckington, and as you said, that could be huge. We've seen what can happen to a flashless Jinx, especially.
Well, we saw what happened to a Jinx with flash, so I don't really want to. Oh, they're just
Oh,
gonna go
the
for
caught Diana, Lance is going to go. Ashenface going to Arctic
Oh.
Assault. There's a nice Scion ulti into the Gragas power, and Duckington's gone down. Nautilus picking that one up.
Nick.
That's a lot of damage onto Sivir, but Nick's not going to be able to finish him off. Sivir picking that one up with a boomerang ban. Slinky going to pick
Ashen
up a
down as well.
second kill here. Fatty picking that one up on Ashenface, and that's a 3-0 for Lancaster. And they're going to be pushing on to the middle inhibitor turret here. That was just the potential of their comp.
huge. I
The
think
Jinx flash,
Lancaster
we said the
exploiting
Jinx,
Jinx,
how much
yeah.
is that Jinx flash going to cost them?
Yeah.
And that was demonstrated. Scion ultimate
Cost
into
them an
Gragas
inhibitor.
body slam, into the Gragas ultimate, into all the damage.
I don't
and
even think he got an auto attack off in that team fight. I think
that
he
was,
just dead
that
in.
was, yeah,
You
that's
have to-
the,
you say it was that flash not being there. If he flashes the Gragas barrel, he gets put out of the fight.
exactly,
He's fine.
exactly.
But
Going
to
for
be.
that first hit, but they might even get a second of it. It's still 5 seconds.
Ooh, it's a
They're
bit
not going to
scary.
stay for the inhibitor.
It's a
Very
bit
smart
risky.
decision. Lancaster definitely up in their decision making. Ooh, that death sentence was not far away. Extending their gold lead to 4,000 gold. 30 seconds to the next dragon.
Yep.
And they're probably going to be able to. Now they've got their middle inhibitor down, that's going to open up the map for them. They're going to be able to pick up. You see the wave pushing up into the top lane. They're going to be able to pick up that last inner turret. 7 turrets
such a
to
dominating
4.
position now.
It's going to be really difficult, I
Yeah, it's
think.
going to be really rough for York to come back here. I think that they have to wait now until Jinx has Blade of the Rune King.
I
That's
say she's got to wait till she has a
huge
Blade of the
for the
Rune
next
King. I mean, her gold now, she's on 400. She's only on 500.
only
That's
a
another
football dagger,
13. That's
so-
another 1,300
Yeah,
gold
yeah,
she's got to get before she can
50,
finish
yeah.
off that Blade of the Rune King. And she's still going to be behind Sivir. She's got. I mean, Sivir's is completed in 600 gold. This
They
next
get
dragon,
live.
a
York
bit of
can get
farm.
this dragon, I'd be really surprised. Lancaster going for
But
Baron.
Lancaster are going for
I'm
Baron.
not sure,
There's
because
no
York's going to take
vision.
this instantly and they'll be straight on them with
I
Baron.
don't know about it.
They're doing
There's
it.
no pings onto it at the moment.
No.
We've got.
They haven't, no, they've seen it. They know.
Well, they know.
They must know.
They know they're heading there, but can they get there fast enough? That Baron's going
That's a
down
lot of damage.
pretty quickly. Sivir shredding through it, and Ori Cyclones is
The
on
fear has to be that
6,000 health.
even if they get the Baron,
They're heading
York
over.
break them.
I don't think they're going to make it.
They have to know.
They're going to try the Jinx ultimate.
Oh,
Oh, that was close, but it only ends up helping them. And that's a Baron secure for
Can they
Lancaster.
take the fight anyway, though?
Can they take the fight? No, they got to walk it out. That was just a classic Dragon Baron swap there.
Yep.
Lancaster playing that really well, and that's a lack of vision control from York there, costing them dearly.
Yep.
Still somehow managed to stay even a goal. I don't know where York's
I think
getting their gold
looking
from,
at,
but
yeah, I think it's probably
but their but their Baron is definitely gonna the mid lane inhibitor's already
It's
down.
gonna be
This
rough.
push is going to be
I think
pretty.
the issue actually for Lancaster here, looking at it, is that they don't actually have a great team for taking towers. They have to dive. I think they have to either win a fight and then take towers.
That is
or they
very.
have to
That is
just
a good.
dive.
That is
They
a
don't have
point.
anyone who can sit back.
But especially with the, I still think the Diana here is going to, because she's got her Zhonya's now, still sitting on another Needler or a Death
Once
Cap
that
armor.
Death Cap's
Death
finished,
Cap,
yeah.
and that's like she's 20 gold away. But whether she's going to have time to back and get it before this, whatever's coming up now, Elixir of Iron, Fat Man, even fatter at the moment. Says right, just got to Arctic Assault there. He don't want none of that truffle shuffle right there. And
I think York might now have to just say, okay, we're going to have to give up our altars at this point. I think they have to try and slow down the push, but they're going to have to accept.
And
those
there's
altars
still not a lot of armor coming out from. I know there's only one AD carry, and it's not like it's a Twitch or a combo, but that's still a lot of damage coming out from Tuslinka. He's just about to finish up that blade. The rune can bring him next back. They're going straight for the inhibitor. That cannon. Yeah, the tower. They got the tower on the last rotation. That fat cannon minion sitting there. If only they had Banner of Command to make the real chance. A hook onto Nautilus, but that's not really the man you need.
It's gonna be a second. I think they have to fight here. Really, they can't give them a
they
set
can.
on two inhibs.
There's not really much you can do though. If there's a tower there, and the but that's not what they wanted. To allow the last tower to go down, that was the mistake there. Giving up an inhibitor. Giving up an inhibitor was perhaps something they couldn't have, because that creates a 5-5. That's a death charge onto Duckington, but they're going to go straight for Penguin, who's going to switch in the focus over. That's a hook onto Cyclonus. Oh, he's down. And this is the fight that York wanted. They're still very, very tanky. Jinx at the back. Sivir going to walk it out. Fat Man's going foul, flashing the death sentence. It looks like they're going to walk it out. Sign is still very, very tanky. That's a lot of damage. York's members going very low. Duckington sitting at the back here. They've got to stop them though. Fatty's killing spree. Picks up Sage Wiley. Nautilus goes down. Sivir goes down. Penguin doing work.
Again.
But we got super minions pushing on in the mid lane. Is this enough for York? They've picked up a load of gold there. But what are they going to get off this? They gave up that turret. All that Lancaster have to do is come back and make that push again. Top lane middle inhibitor's not going to be down for very long mentally, but that bot lane inhibitor only just went down in that push. That's a nice pullback. Some stellar plays from Penguin. 1-1-11.
I think it's also to remember now, if Lancaster can't do anything about these inhibitors being down, you have to remember that actually inhibitors being down denies farm to Lancaster, because the super minions kill.
That is true.
York's minions faster and push in.
That's
so as
true.
long as York can
if they can survive
any more objectives, and if Dragon's not for a while, Baron's not for a while.
I say Dragon's about.
They're getting an experience advantage.
Dragon's about 3 minutes. Baron will be about 3 minutes as well.
So Lancaster lost the fight. They lost because of a huge hook.
What they want to so what they want to do is they want to push out this. They've got to get this middle inhibitor is going to be spawning soon, as I say. There's the alert message for that. Duckington back in. He's got his blade. Sorry, he's bought his blade. The Rune King. He's got 700 extra gold, so he's going to be building towards that last. He's going to be building towards that last whisper, I think. If he's got any.
Big thing as well for next fight is both of his summoners are up. Sivir's heal probably won't be up if they fight soon.
That's true.
I think in a way York probably can think about it.
I say for that whole fight, Duckington didn't have to fight. It shows they've got the potential when they play it smart. He's gonna throw his axe into the tree.
Well, say, how do you get back from a game when you're behind? It's the picks. It's getting that.
It's playing very carefully.
Ari doesn't pay attention for 0.5 of a second. Dead instantly, fights over.
But Lancaster's still pushing onto this middle inhibitor, onto his top inhibitor.
Oh my god, not again. That was pretty close.
And breathe.
I mean, they banned this Morgana. They obviously weren't expecting a Thresh of this caliber.
It's all about those Q skill shots. Oh, Ashen Faced, narrowly missing the charm there.
Now it's a race for Jinx to get that last whisper.
I think we'll watch, just waiting for these boulder strikes, these ultis, and of course these death sentences from Penguin. He is a monster today. They're slowly but surely chipping down him to this is what we talked about. Sivir, not the short range, that's a righteous glory from Gragas. Sion takes the chompers, but that's not the one you want to lock up. Still posturing, they don't want to give up this inhibitor, but what choice they have? It's going very, very low. Tempest HP, that's a 2-man ultimate, but Sivir still is sitting at the back untouched. Hecarim wants blood, but he's been locked up and they haven't got him down, and that's Goosey going down. They're defending him, but can do magic again. Zone out 4 people. He's not even going to go down. They pick up Diana, that's Jinx down. That's going to be the 3rd inhibitor. GG's coming out from York, and it looks like we're going. And it looks like we're going out to game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Lancaster chopping down these inhibitor turrets. And phenomenal play. Penguin's still alive, but I don't think
Consolation
even
count for
he.
Penguin.
I don't think even he can bring this one down. They're going to bring down this Nexus just now. And that's a good game from Lancaster. Ended it in at 41 minutes, even in the series up to 1-1 and bringing us to game 3. We said we weren't sure if we wanted it, but if it's as good as this last game, it's going to be a really good
Lancaster
match.
really turned it on that
And
game. That was a
it's
huge
incredible.
comeback.
Ban zone coming up
I'm
from
sure
the
they
shots.
probably want to get into game 3 as fast as possible.
So yeah, we're just going to check. We
We'll
might have a 5, probably going to have a
We'll
5.
take a 5-minute break.
Take a 5,
quickly.
possibly 10-minute break. Audience is dissipating anyway. And so we'll be right back with you for game 3 of War of the Roses between Universities of York and the Universities of Lancaster.
Hello, this is Narc Fox. We're taking a quick 5-10 minute break. The games will resume shortly. We're currently taking a break so that everybody can just relax. I'm about to update the scores and everything, and thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in a bit.
Alright, looks like we're going to be getting back now into the final game of...
York vs Lancaster. Yeah, well, we'll wait till it's about to go into it. We're still in lobby at the moment. We're about to go into pick
so
ban.
we'll just chill out. Duckington needs a minute to recover from...
Yeah. God, it was a pretty brutal game for him.
Brutal game
a lot of that. Okay, now
we're just in champ. We're just into champ select now, so we're gonna get rid of all that.
There we go.
Jazzle. Okay, we're in. So, York on blue side this time. Just got the crowd filtering in, so we apologise for that loudness. York on the blue side this time, and we were just talking in mid-game break. What's going to happen in this top lane? Because
it's huge. I think there's a Maokai and Sion are both huge priority picks here. The Hecarim I don't think worked. Didn't work that game really. It didn't.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, it just didn't ever get going. It didn't snowball. It didn't really do much.
Didn't get the penetration required into the back lane. And we said earlier, Goosey's much more comfortable on these. Sit in the middle and just take it, time the champions. So the Maokai, the Sion. And so it's interesting to see whether they're going to try and maybe ban one and pick the other, or have both banned out. At the moment, we've got Rek'Sai, Jarvan, Gragas, and Morgana bans again. So none of them banned as of yet.
I can see a Maokai ban here, or possibly a Sion ban, actually. The Maokai worked very well in game one, so I could see potentially a Sion ban here.
But just the reliable point and click CC, and it turned into a very reliable pick, especially if they then try and get that Ahri pick up again for Nick in the middle. If they ran the same comp they ran in game one.
Yeah, I think they went for that. I think maybe because I don't think Jinx worked. I don't think they can get away with picking a Jinx early again.
True. Not without that Morgana, which they banned out. They banned out the Sejuani, so at least one of these top tier tops is going to go through.
Yeah, possibly both. I think if I was Lancaster, you'd let both through.
I say, at this point, if you're Lancaster, it makes no sense to ban one of them, because they're just going to pick the other.
Exactly.
So maybe trade the Maokai for something. I suppose, unless you want them to... Unless you think you have an answer to one of them. That's the only thing. Maybe they've got some crazy pocket pick or something that they want to pull out. And it's the Viban, so both Maokai and Sion left open. So it's going to be interesting to see... will they even prioritise one of them as their first pick, or will they take something else?
There we go. I go Sion.
Answer my own question.
I think that's smart. I think
that's, they've got the one they want, certainly.
We'll see now actually how much of a focus Lancaster put on getting the Jinx, because if they take the Jinx here, York might just almost flip it on them. They might do the exact same thing, because Duckington is a big Sivir player.
I think both teams hopefully will have realised in that last game that having the Maokai, they're just getting rid of one. Maybe they don't want to give too much of their game away at this point. Certainly pick him out, and maybe a jungle pick coming in for Fatty.
I mean, there's very few junglers left now.
The Gragas, Sejuani, Rek'Sai, Jarvan, and Vi all banned out. So definitely defaulting into tier 2, tier 3 jungles. Trying to think what's open.
He might fall back onto Nunu again. I think that would be very bad for the team, basically.
It works a little better with Maokai than it does with Gnar.
Maybe they'd have to pick. They would have to pick something like Jinx or Kog'Maw. I think if they picked it. Oh, Mumu. Okay, strong pick.
We did not think about the Mumu. That's true. Or even the Nautilus.
It's a flex pick.
That could well be a jungle Nautilus. It's definitely well, and that's locked in. The Nautilus locked in. Maybe as much to deny it from Penguin. They've banned out the Morgana, and if they plan to pick the Jinx later, having the Morgana banned and the Nautilus secure.
I can really see either a Sivir pick or a Caitlyn pick, and I think they're almost certainly going to take Thresh in this bracket.
Caitlyn, obviously the undisputable lane dominance early on, but in a tank-killing world, Caitlyn is not your ideal first choice.
I think Caitlyn can work though against something like this, where if that Nautilus is jungle, you want something. Caitlyn can just sit back and right click. Yeah. Sure, she doesn't do the damage Jinx does, but she also has the safety that Jinx doesn't have. And I mean, 6 Titan Caitlyn does crazy damage. Like, it's not Jinx, but it's still insane. The constant headshot procs. I mean, a crit on a headshot late game is just...
Get in the jungle, sit in one of those bushes and get the double procs off the headshot. It's gonna... Absolutely. But it's that weak mid-game which I'm concerned about if they pick the Caitlyn. Get that... After that first back, you become very much by unless you can secure a good thing. But they're not giving things away here. They're very much picking some very generic kind of standard sort of picks without giving too much of their game away. My flex pick on the Nautilus,
I'm surprised by the Ahri pick. I guess they really want to get this AD carry counter pick. There's so much that they're willing to give up the mid counter pick.
Maybe they... I mean, Nyx Diana had some success in early mid team fights, but getting to... When they were so far behind, he just couldn't get the burst out.
I think there's just such a wall of champions for him to get through that, again, this game.
Hovering over the Mumu, and here is the Jinx on Tesla.
Okay, I think I'm absolutely certain now that this will be a... Oh, they're going to stick with Sivir. Okay, maybe.
Ashe.
I'm not sure.
I'm really not sure on that Ashe pick. Ashe pick is a problem of being too shut down.
If you're going to pick Ashe, why wouldn't you pick Jinx?
Great solo queue pick. Can peel for herself with her own CC, but in a team situation, you've got so much CC already. You don't need any more. You need some damage. I'm really sure.
Has to be,
getting baited here. Is it going to be Sivir? Is it going to be Jinx?
Okay, I see Caitlyn here. I think very likely to be a Caitlyn pick.
So,
And then the final, the jungle. I'm not sure about the jungle pick here.
unless it's a support, unless it's a jungle Nautilus, and they're leaving the support pick till last.
That would be a nostalgia pick.
But,
I played in Roses with Duckington 2 years ago, and he picked MF, and
wow!
didn't go so well.
Cries of Locket coming out from the crowd at the moment. Don't think it's something we really want to see, but
No.
you know.
I mean,
never know.
given how much trouble Jinx had, I can't imagine picking something with even shorter range.
Yeah, where
and
you've
no
got to
mobility.
stand still for 3 seconds to actually get some
ICK, yeah, I saw
DPS out.
Caitlyn coming.
Here's the
I'm not
Caitlyn.
sure about the jungle pick now. That's the thing that's going to
Caitlyn
throw
pick.
me.
The jungle pick. I mean, ugh.
So,
I
see,
think they're
Jarvan would have been
well.
perfect here. I think,
Jarvan
but
would
it's
have been
banned.
nice.
It would have
I'm
been
just
so
trying to think
good.
of other decent jungle champions.
I think
as well,
Zack's
so
pretty
it's
good right now, but I don't know what he plays
even
really.
something like a Zack,
His
maybe, or even a
pool's been-
Hecarim if you're willing to go that far. At least, you know,
Yeah.
we're falling back on some real like old timers here. But
His
who is
pool's-
Ashen going to play? That's the question.
Sion jungle. It's Sion
Ladies
jungle.
and gentlemen, it appears we've been baited, and it
he's
looks
played
like
it
for the
a
moment.
few
We'll just have to
times.
double check because Nar jungle is a thing.
It's
They've run
no,
that
I've
in the
seen
they've run
Ashen
that in the
play
LCK,
jungle
but
Sion.
we are assuming at the moment the Nar top lane and the Sion
I've seen him
jungle,
play it.
and that's a very, very nice use of pick ban, flex picking
Yep.
here. And we're just gonna have to check now. Are they going to pull out a mid laner? Yes, they need a mid laner. Which mid laner is it
No,
going to be?
something like when you see a pick like that, it can throw it.
Oh,
Ziggs.
the Ziggs.
I'm not sure about the Ziggs, I have to say.
Ziggs bomb into all that CC.
It's massive AoE. I think the issue is
Nice
that
AoE.
it's going to lack what Ari had in the other game, which is when Sivir ults, they can pick. They need like that extra. I mean, they have so much pick anyway.
I mean, the
guess.
Orianna perhaps might be. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Or
a
I
slightly better pick.
would say if he plays it, Diana, I think
Yeah.
something can just
Dana,
get
I
in
mean,
there.
they haven't seemed to prioritise Dana. They could go for it. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, even Alessandra, maybe. But,
Again, you're looking at a situation where like
and that's a lot.
what here kills Caitlyn.
the lock is onto Ziggs, and well, mistake or not, we do have our team comps. That is a Sion jungle from Ashen Faced, and versus the Amumu of Fatty, definitely forcing onto those tier 2 junglers.
Yep.
But what's the game plan got to be from Lancaster? Because they got slaughtered in the first game.
Yeah.
They had a much better second game. Obviously they had that first level 1, but they still managed to control the game throughout. Has some very good vision control. Prioritise killing that Jinx.
Yeah.
Caitlyn is not Jinx. Caitlyn is a lot safer. It's much further back.
Yeah.
Got that.
We can't
especially
overlook as well,
mid-game,
the
got
level
that
1
E
did have a
back.
huge knock-on effect. I think if York are much more, if they drop the early wards to make sure they don't
Yeah.
lose out at level 1. I mean, you have to think about it. They played that entire game from behind, and they got themselves back in it,
Yes.
and they only really ended up losing when they, I think, got out-comped in a way. It wasn't their play itself that lost in the game. I think in the end it was the pick ban. The picks were just too good against Jinx.
We'll just have to see how that goes.
But this game, I think it's going to be kind of. I mean, I don't know. I think Lancaster's team is almost really kind of doing the same thing it did last game. The Ziggs pick, I think, is the only thing I'm a bit not sure about. I guess he has he can throw the ultimate.
He's got a lot of damage potential.
Yeah.
He's going to be safe in lane. And you talked about those pro games going to 50 minutes. We may have we'll have an
How do you
amateur.
break that?
We may well have an amateur game going to 50 minutes here. He's taking cleanse. He's very,
For the
very.
charm.
He's very much respecting that Ari pick potential.
He's picked the lane to survive, really.
Purple Penguin on that thresh
Cleanse
again.
the hook,
He
yeah.
has been phenomenal. The true MVP of York's team throughout the series.
Yeah, I
And
think so.
we're going to have to see if he can bring them through to win the series with that thresh.
Yeah. I guess actually, no, I think about the Ziggs pick as well. The one advantage he will have is that because of the way the team's going to engage, is that if York wants to disengage, he can make them disengage into his ultimate if it's like a choke point.
Yeah.
Which I guess is pretty big, but the issue is that if York just engage on him or engage on the team, then he's got to. Does he hold on to his ultimate? Does he just throw it out and hope it hits? Like,
it's
going to be the coordination. I think
his use
between
of that
him and
satchel
Amumu will be absolutely
satchel
huge.
charge and cleanse. He's going to have to use that to get himself out of those sticky situations. And see what to do. And of course, if they're willing to put that so much onto Ziggs, I'm very interested to see how Fatty's going to build his Amumu here.
Yep.
Whether he goes for the straight up full tanks into Holt meta, you know, just sit in the middle or do whatever, or if he puts even a little bit of AP in, even if it's just an early haunting guys into Leandries, because Amumu with Leandries,
if he goes for the damage,
does a lot of damage.
Him going
and
for
if he gets that
damage-
clutch 3-man, 4-man ult off, that could be game changing,
I think
especially on top of the 6 bomb.
The balance with the Mumu will be that if he builds the damage, it's almost even more imperative he lands the bandage toss, because if he misses that on Caitlyn, there is now 0 kill potential on Caitlyn. But
He's
if he
relying
goes-
on
if he goes
relying on
tank-
flash ult.
If he goes tank and misses it, it's not the end of the world because he can tank Caitlyn for for a little bit of time. So it's not quite as cut and dry, I think.
And it's not like they don't have a lot of tankiness already in their
with the
team or
Maokai
in
and
the Lancaster early.
and
Maokai's
Nautilus as
a
well.
very tanky
Nautilus
man,
was
and Nautilus
huge
was
at the end of that last
absolutely
game.
monstrous.
Couldn't get
And
through him.
he's just one of those champions who you don't need that. It's why he's fallen so well into his new support role in the support meta. He does not need that many items to become an absolute.
I think it's
even in
the
the bot
natural tankiness on his W. Once it like 2 or 3 points in it, it's
even
just
in the bot lane, even in the bottom lane, in the early level 3, level 4, level 5, he was taking a lot of harass. And I don't want to touch upon that Duck lane. They did not have a good time in that bottom lane York last game. They got a nice CS lead, they got a nice early trade which gave them a bit of a breathing room, but then once they got that Nautilus Sivir combo, it's a lot of damage, it's a lot of CC. And it's gonna be interesting to see how Duckington plays it. Because on the one hand, you want to use your early range, especially 650 to 500.
Sure.
That's a large range discrepancy, and that's got to be what you're using, especially with Thresh's melee/range sort of thing against Nautilus. You're going to be wanting to trade a lot of touchdowns, but at the same time, he's got even less damage potential.
I think the real strength of actually the Sivir Nautilus thing, I think, as well came in the mid game, where that I can't really say it enough. Is that comp could just say we're engaging now. There's going to be a fight now, and York. There's no way you can disengage Sivir Nautilus. You just can't. It doesn't happen.
Okay, we're just loading into game at the moment. Hopefully we'll get a Summoner's Rift screen and not a bug splat.
Soon.
There we go. And of course, the all-important skins analysis. To Slinky, please.
Well, 2 on.
That's all I can say.
4 on.
4 on 2, but 2 on 3 last game, and Lancaster still managed to pull it out.
And Goosey gets it. Dino Knock, one of the best skins in the game. I'm just saying.
1-0 against Candu in that skin pickup. Officer Caitlin. Not sure if that's a happy heckle from the crowd or an unhappy
Suitable
one.
for all ages game, for sure.
It's, yeah, not the.
Does it count as a skin if you wear less clothes than the original?
Well,
I guess it's more skin in one way.
More skin, you know. There we go. No silent skin. Ashen face, lowering the skin count. 5 skins the dream. That's what won in the first game.
Yeah, that's
Kappa.
true.
Championship Thresh Penguin. Was he champion? He wasn't Championship Thresh last time. He was Green Thresh.
Oh, you're right. He was. Yeah.
It's clutch. It's clutch time for Penguin, and he feels he needs the championship skin to bring home the War of the Roses championship, or at least the League of Legends fixture for York.
Yeah.
Everyone's 100%, and so it looks like we're going to get into game just a minute. And I think I'll be really interested to see, because Amumu and Sion, not strong early junglers.
No.
Not the sort of guys who are going to be coming in. Amumu maybe with a good bandage toss onto an out of position lane, but apart from that, I'm not sure we're going to see much lane. So it's going to be what they do with each other. Are they just going to sit back and let each other farm? Are they going to try and get some pressure into each other's jungle? And what's going to happen with this Dragon? Because Dragon has been a bone of contention for these teams throughout the series. And so whether they decides to go for that early Dragon, whether it's going to be contested, and if it's not contested, that second 10-15 minute fight where everything goes off.
Yeah, I think for Ashenface, the decision actually is going to be not so much who to gank, it's going to be who to try and counter gank, really. Because I can't see... Maybe early they could kill Maokai. They're never going to kill Ziggs, ever. It's just not going to happen with those summoners. Well, bot lane, I'm not so sure. Actually, ganking Nautilus Sivir can be... Because Nautilus can go too deep. And he can't back out like a Thresh can.
Yes.
Oh, they're going for the invade.
They're going for the invade. Onto Candy Magic. He's just going to walk it out, and that's going to stop that one in its tracks. And they're straight back out again. Well, that ends that one. They're just wandering around the blue lane. Looks like moving on towards the again some deep wards in the bot side jungle, which is nice. There's an instant reaction to the 5-man scene up top. Just a nice little ward there. Batty's and Mumu crying because he has no friends. Nice 3-man Ziggs bomb from Cyclonus.
That'll all be healed up before.
I don't think that'll affect the game too much. But some nice deep wards into thing. Got the ward onto Krug, so we're going to see Sion starting on that one, or whether he gives it over to Duckington and Penguin. It looks like somebody green and take it for himself. In terms of early camps, Maokai starting the Wolves again.
Lancaster know he's starting here as well, so I don't know if they can. You can't. I mean, with Amumu, I don't know if they can really do an invade. I think actually, Sion's early level's probably a lot scarier with the passive.
Just leave it out, I think, and it's up to Goosey in that top lane to freeze efficiently and make sure Candy Magic doesn't come back with too big an advantage. So again to lanes.
This is a very evenly matched lane, really, in terms of like. I mean, Ori can't really do anything to Ziggs, but again, Ziggs can't really do anything to Ori.
Ziggs can chuck some bombs, so unless Nick is greedy and overstays, there's not going to be a lot of potential there. So on that W to get some early push on from to Slinky. Nautilus coming fairly late from his
giving Amumu
from
lots
his
of help by the looks
leash
of
and Amumu. That's one thing we do have to talk about. Amumu, not just weak as a champion early, but very reliant on that blue buff.
Oh,
Ziggs also is a champion that does very well with blue buff.
Yes.
It's going to be a hard choice, I think. That second blue,
The
who do we give it to?
Yeah.
Logic says you've got to give it to that Ziggs. You've got to rely on Ziggs to create that and create a fight around whilst he has that blue buff. Create that poke and create that poke. But if they can't pull that off, Amumu's going to suffer a lot more than Sion.
A lot of it, I think, will come down to whether they anticipate a dragon fight. Oh, they get the level 2 first.
Level 2
this is in a lot of trouble.
Here comes the Q. Penguin with the hook, and they're not gonna push on any further as Slinky gets level 2.
But every game, York have been really good at abusing that level 2. They've got it first every time, and they
Penguin,
punish for it.
It's Penguin.
It is. Well,
Penguin loves the level 2.
They get it. But I was going to say about the blue buff, I think that it's going to depend if they think a dragon fight's coming or not, because I think the blue buff will be better on Amumu if it's not coming, because I think the cooldown on his ultimate will be huge to do with ganks. But I think if a dragon fight's coming, they have to have it on Ziggs. He has to be able to Q spam into the dragon pit. That's the only way they'll be able to do anything to match if Ori gets the blue buff, because Ori will definitely get second blue. Is if to match Ori's constant Q spam as well, they have to be able to.
If they're not going to give it up, they have to give up. They almost have to give up dragon.
Exactly. Yeah.
And is that something they want to do? If they can secure an early first one, if they can secure one before 5, that's the only thing I can think of. Secure an early dragon 5-6 minutes, maybe get some pressure down the bot lane, secure that dragon, and then you give the blue buff over to Amumu, sure, and Ori pushes it in, but what can they get off it? If the dragon's down, blue buff is what, 2.5 minutes? 1.5 minutes? 2.5 minutes? Whatever, dragon is 6 minutes, so that blue is going to have timed up before second dragon even comes out. So that's the alternative, I think. Tanking the trap. He tanks the trap, he tanks the peacemaker, attacks an auto attack, and his W's still not gone down. That's a very tanky man. He's level 3. He won't have more than 1 point in that at the moment. Yeah, it's 1 point in that W. It's pretty big shield.
Armor.
140 shield.
Yeah.
With 50 armor. That's a very tanky man, that Nautilus.
No one's doing anything to him.
No one wants to deal with that. Goosey twisted advance getting twisted advances onto, sorry, by Candy.
I think Maokai has to be
better of that trade, but
okay. He's just got so much sustain.
Has
he got how many? He's got 3 more health pots. Oh, he must have.
2 more.
He's done a camp at the beginning and teleported top.
He started the Wolves level 1 and came back. I remember Goosey did the same thing in game 1 and came back with 5 health potions.
Yeah.
Together with his
Give him a taste of his own medicine.
Exactly. It's not really not really something you're going to push out lane and so without any early jungle pressure. Meanwhile, we talked about the junglers, what they're going to do early. They are just going for this clear at the moment. Dead even. Got the exact same item. Gone back. Got exactly the same items. Right down to the number of health potions. They're not going to do too much, I think, until they hit this level 6.
The big thing to watch out for in the mid game will be Goosey's taking a lot of damage here, but he's about to transform.
But his rage bar's building up now.
That wave's too big. He can't go through that wave, I don't think. Something to really think about is the Juggernaut buff on Sion is nuts. It's like a double scaling thing where he gets free health every time he last hits.
Little bit of miscommunication. Little bit of miscommunication there. Duckington not quite taking down the minion before Penguin sending his hook through. Could cost him a game, man. Cost him a game. Little bit of a CS lead for Ziggs in the mid lane, but nothing too much to worry about waves worth at the moment.
That's almost. I mean, I remember that being the thing. That's almost expected with Ziggs. You can't out CS him.
Yeah, we talked about items a lot of mid laners. That first iron pick, Ziggs almost sure, undoubtedly going to go for that Athene's. But the question is, I think what Nick is going to go for in turn. He's taking so much harass. Some form of magic resist has got to be on the cards, really.
I wouldn't be surprised if he goes either Abyssal or Athene's. I think either's fine.
So that Chalice will help him with this.
More likely Abyssal, I think, actually.
Ziggs is going to want to get that Athene's as soon as possible, especially if he's giving up the blue buff to him. It's gonna be interesting.
Game of chicken
Nautilus, here. Nautilus not giving up that bush. Nice little satchel charge. Now is Nick going to be hitting? That's mid lane is going to be hitting level 6, and that's another bouncing bomb onto.
Yeah, doesn't seem to be a great matchup for Ori. Although the worst thing that happens for Ori really is that Ziggs ults, he has to ult. Like that's the. Ziggs has such little kill potential.
If the ult's down, maybe a flash.
Oh, he lands the hook.
Sivir, spell shield goes, eats the trap for mana and walks out cool as a cucumber. And I do think potentially we might have to worry a little bit about York's bot lane. There's no CS discrepancy in the bottom lane. If you're taking Caitlyn into any matchup, you want to be coming away with at least a 10-15 CS lead.
Yeah.
Not coming away with that before the first back.
And they've had them pushed up non-stop as
And
well.
Red Side are going to be backing with just under 1,500 gold. They're going to do Gromp. I
doing
did
Gromp,
wonder why
yeah.
they were backing on 1,500. They're going to get the Gromp, and that's going to get them the BF sword. But they are giving up 2 waves of farm for this.
They'll
There's
have
only
to go
one
back
more.
bot here. They can't. He can't back here.
Can't
Like that'll
really
be.
back here. Well,
Oh, no,
they're
he
going
can't,
to
yeah,
do it.
He is.
They're
Oh,
going to
wow.
have to. Well, they've committed
why
to
do
the-
Gromp?
I'll say that was
I
a
don't
very
get- yeah,
strange
that's a bit
questionable decision. They had
interesting.
no reason to back there. That was a questionable decision, but
Yeah.
still a 10 CS discrepancy. What's Caitlyn going to get with that? Like boots, maybe. Not even boots. You know, a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
more potions.
Extra pots.
That's not. He doesn't even buy any more pots. He isn't even using the gold at the moment. So
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
it
he's just
literally
sitting on it.
comes back with nothing from that
No
10 CS
advantage,
discrepancy. So
It worked out okay.
it all works out okay.
Dead
for
even on gold,
Lancaster, and a bit of a lucky escape there, but and yeah, the game's steady on
Mimi
gold.
waiting to go.
10.2 thousand.
Mimi just
gold.
hit 6.
Mimi hitting 6, coming in for
Nah.
Nick. He's just gonna walk that
The
out.
Q.
The Q
That
change,
Q
to
change is
Ari
just so
was
hard to deal with.
a lovely little patch change and that extra move speed there, just running him out.
Because
quite
the one,
safely.
the one thing I think we can all agree Ari really needed was just some more move speed. I think she just couldn't move fast enough. I
Ari,
think, yeah,
Ari
that's a real
mobile.
problem.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's
Not
no salt here at all.
Rip. So getting nice little bit of pink control. Penguin takes out the ward. No,
There's been no dragon play
well,
yet so far.
very
which-
small start. Let's
Oh, the blue went to Ziggs.
I mean, they did give the blue to Ziggs, so this is where the question is. No early dragon from anyone. Blue buff over to Amumu. So for 2.5 minutes,
Oh, it does look like Amumu's looking maybe to get a kill bot and then
it's 2.5 minutes.
go
Ari
straight to
doesn't
dragon.
have her blue buff. At the
Oh,
moment. I'm
okay,
just
yeah.
gonna point that out.
Whoa.
Oh, hook onto Duckington.
Nice.
That's a nice
Oh!
oh, blows.
Fantastic land.
Whiffs his Amumu ult. And meanwhile, some aggression on Kandu from
okay.
Kandu Magic. He's just gonna.
Once that ult's done, I think Nar can go back in now. Nar can probably kill
Go
him.
back in, but
If he gets a good angle on the
he's
ultimate.
gonna have to. I think his crunch is already down. Unfortunately, his E hop is, so he's not
Oh,
gonna
the
get
jump,
quite
yeah.
back in. But yeah.
See, that's big. Mimi didn't have blue buff and now his ult's down.
That's
That's
not
not
look at his
up
fucking
for-
his
Are they
freaking
doing
Manning
dragon?
bar right
Oh
there.
my
It's
goodness,
already half.
they are
It's
on
already
dragon.
half. And they're gonna come
No.
to dragon. They're
I don't
coming
think
to
they
dragon
can.
now. There's no blue buff on Ari. I do want to say that, so I don't know where their blue buff's gone. It's just up
It's not
now.
gone
You
yet,
see
it's
up
just
now.
up.
They haven't taken it, so that does slightly nail out the level up the
Oh, okay, he's got straight out of there.
discrepancy. They haven't given
Oh,
the
what is-
Ari the blue buff, but
He can keep going here. Oh, okay.
there's
Oh, the
a.
Catalyst proc, I guess.
Yeah.
He wants to get his
So,
rage up, really.
Once you got that catalyst, there's not really much doing. Goosey going for the early brutalizer on here, so delaying his full tank build a little bit, just enable
Oh.
surround. That's a nice 6-0, just
Wow,
for a
wave
bit of
clear.
wave clear and. Right, and that's the fail. We'll be seeing. I'm sure we'll be ruining that in 20-30 minutes time when he's clearing side lanes and
Endless
extending
fun for all the
extending this
family.
game into the Outland. But it will all be good fun, and we're going to be here with you
Yeah.
every second of the way with some quality
Oh.
coverage. More aggression in top lane,
No, I think Nar has to get
but
out here, yeah.
at this point, it's getting to the point where they're. Goosey's
once
starting to
Maokai
suffer
is his
from
catalyst, it's just so hard to get him out of
Goosey's
lane.
starting to suffer from this brutalizer pickup. I think if he managed to get a kill with it, maybe. But and there's no fight that's happened, so he's not gonna get too much of that.
He's-
extra
I
damage,
think
so
he's trying to save up for Cowl here. I think
He's
he probably
gotta-
has to stay in lane until he's got enough for it.
yeah.
Because
1200. That's
once you've got some
1200
magic,
for
getting
Cal,
just
isn't it?
any
Yeah.
magic resist against Maokai is really good because he very rarely
So-
builds pen.
But,
Um,
and it's the health. As
so
well.
often just having
the health
like
regen
a
from
little bit
Cal
of magic
already.
resist,
'Cause
and
he's
then,
taking
yeah.
he's taking
And
a
then
lot
you
of
scale
passive.
with levels.
He's got to keep up with his sap magic and passive from Maokai. Who's going to go back now? He's got what 900 gold. Yeah, so he'll pick up.
Probably
his,
get the blasting wand here.
Might pick up his blasting wand or his righteous glory bracer.
Oh, that's a good
maybe.
point. No, he's gone
Nah, he's
Ravage's
gone
build,
Ravage's.
yeah.
That's the first time
No, I
I've seen
think that's good
Ravage's
actually.
in the
I
series.
think getting as much damage as possible
It's
here.
I say-
They don't exactly need a righteous glory with the team they've
Yeah,
got.
exactly.
Like with the
and
Civ he will do that.
it's a nice. I'm very interested to see what. So Amumu has gone Cinderhulk, which we expected, I think. So
Yeah.
now it's time to see where he goes from here. I think whether he goes for a bit of magic damage, maybe to add some bite to his ultimate, or
Yeah.
just simply straight stacking. Because the reason they nerfed that Cinderhulk base health damage in the last patch was
Yeah.
to stop. It was actually to stop champions like Amumu from building Cinderhulk, then building damage, still being tanky enough to take things, and still massacring everybody with his abilities. So you're now, if you're going to get the most out of your Cinderhulk, if you're really going to be a tanky beast, you've got to build health with the Cinderhulk.
Yeah,
Cinderhulk
exactly.
doesn't kill champions. Cinderhulk plus health kills champions, and so.
Although the passive tick is still very very strong.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
Oh yeah.
that's still huge.
So-
That's I mean for an AD carry to deal with ticking magic damage at that stage of the game
Exactly.
is
The W's got to
with the yeah. There's loads of it actually.
And it's the
Okay,
reduced
Sion's
magic
back now.
resist on the passive.
Yeah, I'm glad that Sion's back here. I think he really needed to. He's been sitting without that
That's it.
Cinderhulk
That's
upgrade
it.
for too long. It'd be
Yeah.
really risky if a dragon fight broke out and he didn't have that.
So 11 minutes 14.
what's
Nothing
this?
yet on the dragon.
Just
A
showing
little bit of.
Trying to push in a Ziggs is just
Cyclone's
why bother?
Cyclone's having a little giggle to himself there, I'm sure. But the
Okay.
Raptor buff there. The
Sion
all-important
is
Raptor buff.
already looking pretty tanky.
It's like, I mean, that's
Just
the
Cinderhulk.
Cinderhulk is that's the thing. You know, you trade off. Sion might not be the best jungler early, but once he gets that Cinderhulk and some health on him, he's already got.
Oh yeah,
he's already got enough health on his W,
insane.
and it's just he's going to be a monster late game. We saw the power of the Sion last night. Can do magic with holding up 3-4 people and just not giving.
I mean, I think in this situation, actually, I think Sion Jungle is a fine pick. The issue Sion often has is that if he's against something like a Gragas or a Sejuani, junglers who are tanky and scale, but also can put in massive pressure early game. Sion can't really match their pressure pre-6.
That's true, yeah.
At all.
Or
and
even,
so you can't enter the stuff even like Rek'Sai, which you can just walk into his jungle
the
and
Jarvan
kill him.
Rek'Sai bans, stopping make sure the warrior enchant junglers don't come in.
Exactly. And so he knows there's nothing that's going to come and fight him.
And that's actually, so that's a bit of a +1, I think, to the pick ban. That's the Ashen Faced had that pocket bit, and that's just maybe a scouting issue. You know, you've got to. It's hard. You know, we don't have the resort. They don't have the resources of LCS teams. They're not going to know what everyone plays all the time, and so that's just a nice pocket pick.
Boy.
Teleport coming in from Can Do Magic's Maokai and the Dragon. They're going to lantern out. Lord Goosebolter responding. He's not got a lot of rage. That's a 5-man ultimate from the Amumu. That's devastation. 2 kills, 3 kills, double kill for Sivir.
Sion ulting away. Jeez.
That's 3-0, and suddenly this game has been blown wide open. Fatty with the godlike Amumu ultimate. 5.
And that's the power of Amumu, something that you just don't notice him for half a second. Your whole team's dead.
And we saw it coming here on the desk, but they didn't see it coming there in the game.
I mean, they didn't have. I think a big issue is they didn't have the ward in Riverbrush walking into it. Amumu literally just walked into the team.
You cannot afford to give up that kind of
and that dragon's gone now as well.
That's the first dragon. That's 3,000 gold lead. 3-0. First by 2 kills onto Sivir.
That's scary.
And already Caitlyn is weak in the mid game with 2 kills and 1 onto that Maokai. He's going to be able to finish his Roll of Ages at this point. And that's a catch onto Nick, and that's a nice Lantern save from Penguin. But still, you have to fear now for York's chances in this series. After such a dominated first point, Lancaster really pulled it together, and that impressive ultimate from Amumu.
Yeah, and the big fear has to be as well that Lancaster picked the comp that can really push advantages. They can force fights with you.
Exactly.
And if they simply just keep forcing those fights, there's very little. Short of it, I think if Lancaster get too aggressive and maybe start diving, that's the way they throw. But then they've got a huge advantage now. They can just farm up, they can push lanes, they can take some out of towers.
The fact was, if Lancaster fell behind, Ziggs poke damage, Sivir damage is not necessarily enough.
Yeah.
Now they're ahead.
They can stall quite well, but they maybe
they
can't
could
win
stall
fights.
and maybe can't win fights. And they would be dependent on Fatty getting that kind of good ultimate. But to lead with that, to get that in the very first fight of the game, to claim such a dominant lead over the game so early on, 3 assists onto Ziggs, 2 kills onto Sivir, and that's really going to help them if they can't land, if they have to wait now to get that perfect Amumu, or wait at least to get a good engage for a fight. They can afford to do that. They have the resources, the gold to back themselves up.
I think
so it's going to be really difficult.
Something you can't overlook is the mental game wise, is that if you look at how the last game went and this game went, is that Lancaster haven't been letting York make the decisions.
Yeah.
They haven't let them say, we're going to engage now. They've always engaged onto them. I think York probably has to do something about that if they want to. Because even if they don't actually have the advantage, it can be quite demoralizing mentally if you're never the one who gets to choose the fight.
Plus when you took a 5-man Amumu ultimate, I mean...
when you get... they have to... I mean, a way of avoiding something like that is to be the one that engages. Exactly. Say, actually, Amumu, we're going to fight you here.
They've got pick potential. They've got their own ultimates. They've got the Big and R ultimate. They've got the Sion ultimate. They've got Ari's Charm and...
yeah. I mean, by no means out of the game, they're just a bit behind.
Caitlyn specialises in this kind of zoning, kind of pick kind of comp. She can sit at the back, control the pace of the game with her traps and with her ultimate. And so, hopefully, being behind is, yes, it's going to set them back, but yeah, let's hope it doesn't knock the fight out of them completely.
I think a big part of that fight might have been as well, actually, that I don't know if Duckington's flash was up at the beginning of the fight, but I think he had to flash the Amumu ult instantly. I don't think he had enough time to try and net. Oh, another hook landed.
Pengu, stop it, please, comes out from the crowd. And
as probably Sivir is saying the same. Just leave me alone.
That could be the saving grace. That thresh hook into the Ari Charm, and that's maybe the picks they need to get back into this game. Nor is eating up the trap, though. He's not too bothered about that. Fatty, yeah, he's doing... Fatty's doing an excellent job. I mean, the Amumu ultimate aside, he's managed to give that blue over to Ziggs twice now. Amumu without blue. We've all played Amumu. We've all had the struggle of running out of mana because you keep bandage tossing camps. But...
The temptation.
He's done a very, very good job of making sure he keeps up exact same farm. Nice dredge line onto Lord Duckington. Here comes the depth charge.
That was a lovely fly.
And that's going to disengage the fight. Penguin with the godlike fly again.
Better. Gets both of them off. I mean, Penguin is... Whoever wins this series, I think you have to say Penguin's been a huge factor in keeping
I don't know if we're doing any
series.
kind of MVP awards or whatever, but I think we'd have at least one strong contender.
I mean, we might be a bit biased in saying it, but yeah.
We'd be a bit biased and say York. But
because you'd have to argue that if you were to pick a player in all 3 games who dominated their role, at least, I think you'd have to. Yeah. You'd have to say Penguin.
OP picks.
I think in the last 2 games, I think you could argue Fatty's made some huge plays.
Fatty really stepped because he had a lot of trouble in that first game.
Yeah. The Nunu pick was too passive. I think they realised it didn't suit them.
Yeah, and he's managed to get well, we'll have to see. The one reservation I have is that kind of situation is I very much doubt it's going to happen again. You don't if you get Penguin a little bit out of position here, but Simon's coming in. Ashen Face from downtown. The Amumu, the ultimate to Ashen Face, a nice flash from Penguin. Duckington's taking the damage, but Fatty's very tanky at the moment. And they're just going to take the one out. Zig's in a lot. Zig's put a lot of pressure on Tari. And after all that, no one goes down.
A lot committed from both teams as well.
But we can see there is potential for a pick from York's side. There is potential. They do have CC. They're not back of it. And as I was saying just before that all broke out, as they're getting pushed in on the top and the bottom lane it here, Fatty's ultimate was once a season almost.
Oh yeah.
5-man Amumu ultimate at 11 minutes. Push 9 him into the tower, but I don't think he's going to hook onto Sivir. Zig is going down. Pingu.
And the chance start again.
Pingu strikes again, and this man, wow, what is he? What is he on? What is he taking? What is he?
I would like to know what percentage of the hooks he's hit versus missed.
I'd like to know what Pro Plus he's on or something. Caffeine. It's the energy drink slushy machine combo. But the true European mad life coming out, and this is York's way back into the game. The pick potential. If Penguin can do that on his own, that was Penguin and Ari right there. Death sentence into charm, and that's gone. That's someone gone.
That's quite good.
Get that one to Civ.
They could maybe kill us and all.
They should get the turret here. It's 40 health, and that's going down. First turret of the game.
Dragon up in 30
for York.
seconds.
Dragon up in 30 seconds.
I want to back it, be ready for that. I think they could, if York choose the fight, I think they have a really good chance of winning it.
They don't. So yeah, I said what they want to do really is not get 5-man Amumu ulted. I think that's pretty high on the list of priorities.
Top of the list, I think, on the line.
avoid taking too much poke, because Ziggs has got a needlessly large rod, making most of his death cap components. He's not, unfortunately for him, not going to be able to finish that, and so he's going to have a lot of poke out. Sivir, Boomerang Blade, Maokai's got a Rod of Aegis, so he's going to deal some damage as well. So as you said, don't let Lancaster pick the fight. They're actually going to get a tower. I think it's a nice push.
Don't fight the choke. I think it was going to be a big thing. Is that if they're going to run away, they need to keep it in river. They need to run up and down river. They need to not run towards their raptors and get.
And on the other side, if Sion can get a nice ultimate straight into that river point, that's also potentially the turnaround. It's been a lot on, I think, the Sion ultimate, the Nara ultimate, but also the positioning of Nick and Duxton. They need to not allow themselves to be anywhere near that Amumu, and obviously their teammates need to not give him the passage in.
I think a bit is what. Another huge fight. I think Goosey's going to have to come up really big in this next fight.
Nautilus,
that's a lot of damage.
A lot of position. Penguin with the hook. Ashen Face
coming straight for Dragon here.
And that's
not
the
sure about
ultimate
that.
gone.
That's a huge amount of engage gone. I think they have to
that
just
a little
Dragon.
bit, but now they have to either they have to get on before Ziggs is already coming in with the poke. They've got to get it down, and I think they're not willing to start it. At least I don't think they're quite giving it up yet, but they're certainly not willing to start it. And if Amumu can get a good ultimate in the corridor, he can certainly get a good.
I think they have to give up the Dragon now because Maokai's teleporting now doesn't.
So the Gnar ultimate is the Gnar teleport is down, but the Maokai teleport is up.
Yeah, exactly.
And
there's
we
no
saw
way
how well Goosey was able to play off the teleport in the last game.
Yeah.
Will Can Do Magic be able to turn it around? This is a Dragon start up here.
Huge Dragon
Can Do Magic. He can see he's looking ready for that teleport. He's going to go on harass Goosey. I don't think they're going to start any kind of fight. Maybe starting up a fight onto Gnar, maybe not being the best idea, but they've managed to secure the Dragon and walk it out pretty cleanly.
Is he going to go
Nick
on this?
misses
No,
the
he has to
charm,
get
and
out.
he's just going to spear rush away. Ace in the hole onto Ziggs.
Oh, back in. No, misses the Q.
Misses the Q, misses the charm. We said the skill shots were going well. Maybe Penguin needs
Oh,
to
it's
give
a
out
bit
some
rough,
skill
yeah.
shot hitting love.
Stick Penguin mid next time.
Penguin Thresh, full OP Thresh mid, I believe.
Maybe just start giving Penguin the blue buffs, just so he can
Stuck in Penguin everything, you know. Just
all the hooks he wants.
Penguin carry the dream. But no, interestingly, a very early Fura boot enchant from Sivir. She really wants to be getting that orb walking going. She really wants to be running away from any kind of side. It's going to help kite the side. It's a very, actually, I think it's a very smart pick. It's just 475 gold. You know, it's not a very expensive little pickup. And to get away from a Gnar, to get away from a sign, there's a Lamau from all chat. I don't know what that was for, but
possibly that Scion ult before, I think.
Possibly.
So it's quite an interesting Scion
yeah,
ult.
it was about a minute ago. Yeah, could have been. But yeah, so he's got a lot of kite potential now. He's able to kite away from the Gnar, away from the sign, who rely basically on going in and then it's just running after him. So that's gonna. That was his ultimate. He's hopefully going to be able to keep people alive. So I think that's a really smart pickup from Slinky. And,
I think they're really relying, I think, on Nick here to be able to kill the Sivir. I think that's the. I mean, maybe if Gnar can get quite a good backline engage and maybe hit Sivir into a wall, gets a huge ultimate. We've seen Gnar ultimates turn games.
Yeah. I think that's their.
Something about OBS.
Oh,
I'm guessing there's a stream issue. Hit enter on it.
Downscale OBS. No.
To Slinky message.
To Slinky.
He should be focusing on the damn game.
Some salt from Lancaster coming out, trying to distract the casters. That's a pretty low, dirty tactic there. But we'll carry on. Ziggs though. We have to look at this. We have to look at this Ziggs. He's got his death cap completed now.
In a bit
he's about to get pieced up by Ashen Faith. Teleport coming in from Candy. That's a charm.
Yeah,
he's not going down. That's a pick. That's a late teleport, and he goes off like a balloon there. Dredgeline onto Penguin's Thresh, pulls down the box. Here comes Can-Do Magic. Fatty's coming in. Dodges the ultimate. He's holding the ultimate. Penguin's going down. Penguin, why no 1v5?
The hero.
But and that's
says something if it takes 4 people to take him down.
Penguin's died twice. The game's over now. You know, like, what are we gonna do?
How do they come back from this? How do they come back?
But no, before Ziggs managed to get himself blown out, I was going to talk about. He's got that death cap complete. So as long as he doesn't, walk into a Scion axe, he's going to provide a lot of.
I don't know. I think Ziggs got caught napping a bit there. I'm not sure why he was
just having a snooze.
That far up playing.
He's got a lot of chemicals with him. He's mad scientist, so maybe he's
I don't know. I think it's Maokai.
Sniffed a little bit too much, but yeah, the Maokai, Rod of Ages, the Spectres. It's the kind of a classic top lane thing. When you want that mixed protection, go for the Spectres, Glacial Shroud. They're such good build path components. It's not like playing any carry. We have to wait for that flipping 1550 for the BF sword. But no, that's gonna. He's got a lot of damage. He's got a lot of health, mana, magic. He's got everything he needs, and he's got his ultimate on top of that. 103, Can-Do Magic coming in very strong these last 2 games. And Lancaster in general have really stepped up their game.
Hugely.
For the last
they've played fun.
You can see now they've still got that. York have done very well since that dragon fight.
Oh no!
Where everything went very, very wrong. Goose is going to chase.
He's gone
a merry goose chase. He's not going to bother chasing. They're not even going to bother chasing. They're just going to push the turret down. So. And they should get that because Caitlyn's bot lane. So they should be able to. They should be able to get that.
I think Caitlyn needs to stop.
Nice charm on Can-Do Magic, but look, he takes.
They're going to keep going.
He takes the full I think Caitlyn needs to back.
They can keep going.
Now.
Oh, okay, they're going to back.
They're going to rotate around. Baron's available. Perhaps not on the table just yet, but at least they can bait it. At least if they want.
No,
to.
they don't actually have. They don't have very good
some
Baron taking. They've not got much single target damage.
They need to establish at least some vision control over it because that's the last thing you want to give a.
They don't need to. Is the big point. They don't need to risk doing a Baron. They can just stick with it. They can fight the next dragon. They can just keep with their advantage, keep wave clearing, and hopefully get some more picks.
Yeah,
which has been what their real strength has been. I have no idea.
But yeah, so we've got a. We did mention the finally noticed the dirty tactics in the crowd,
distracting the casters.
5 minutes after everyone else, but whatever. So it's now extended to a 5,000 gold lead off that turret push, and Lancaster's still in a very much commanding position. But credit to York, they've only given up 2,000 more gold in the last 15 minutes. After that, they've stuck it together. They haven't tilted from that. And let's face it, if your whole team gets a moon ulted, you're not gonna.
It's tough to come back from something like
so
that.
They've done well to limit their loss. There's only that one rotation.
Yeah.
Maybe Duckinson shouldn't have been down there farming, but you've got to keep. That's the problem with Caitlyn in that mid game. You you're not really going to have a lot of potential coming out from them. From a Caitlyn, you've got to just let him farm. You've got to let. I mean, he's not even finished his Phantom Dance yet. He's got to get to 3-4 before he can really start shredding health bars. Especially when Maokai and Mumu, and the Mumu is going full tank. You know, much like he's building like a Gragas, so in Righteous Glory Ninja Tablet. He needs a lot of. Probably going to need to go Blade the Rune King here, and he's not even finished his Phantom Dancer. So normally what you want to do is try and sit the Caitlyn in the mid lane, but you've got a Ziggs
and
there.
just keep pushing. Yeah, it's really difficult
keep pushing you in.
to deal with the Ziggs.
This is the problem with the Caitlyn pick. Very strong early, but they weren't able to push any kind of advantage. In fact, they went back with a CS discrepancy on their second back, and from then on, it's been Sivir has got the advantage until you get to that 4-5 item stage where Caitlyn can start melting everybody.
Exactly. Oh, well, they're going.
Engage. A nice zone from Ashen Face, but he's not quite taking
he gets
Flash lands
no.
it.
Goosey.
Goosey's got his
Goosey
ultimate. He's been stunned. Flash ultimate, but that's onto the two tanks. The backline's untouched at the moment, but Duckington's only just coming into the fight now. Penguin's going to go down here. Bandage toss from Fatty.
Takes down Sivir.
Penguin's still alive. Oh my god, Duckington in the back. He's untouched. He's got double buffs. Malko's going off now. Penguin still alive.
Oh my god, Ashen's got
These health bars are so low. And at the end of the day,
Charm lands.
It's a charm onto
Both
Fatty,
damage dealers still up.
At the end of the day, it's still a 2-4, and we're still going here. Fatty, though, coming back in on the bandage toss. That's not what you wanted from Duckington. You have to see it come, but they're going to clean it up here.
Wow.
And that's an ace for York.
And a dragon.
The crowd goes wild. The MVP shots coming out for Penguin.
Again.
That's going to be York's first regular game, and that swung things back a great deal. Wow, that was
fantastic.
And that right there is the problem with the Amumu. All he could do there, he missed his bandages, and all he could do was flash Amumu.
The two
tanks,
so much on Sion and Gnar.
Sion and the Gnar. Duckington wasn't even in a fight to the end of it.
Yeah, but in a sense that they couldn't zone him, even though they had nothing left. By the time Duckington had joined the fight, they had
that bot lane, just,
nothing left at all.
Bot lane push there, but Caitlyn's gonna clear that up. But yeah, I mean that's the limitations of their comp. If they can't get that 5-man godlike ultimate, and that's going to play into the mind of Fatty. He's going to, after he's had that first 5-man ultimate. We were so far
ahead,
but also after he's had that first 5-man ultimate, he's going to be thinking, I've got to do that every time.
Yeah.
You know, any ultimate I do after that has got to be as good as that one, if not better.
Yep.
And so it's going to be very mentally. Look at this Ari.
Ari's
Luden's
huge
Echo,
now.
Abyssal Scepter, Morel and Omakon. Nick is huge at
Yep.
29 minutes. 239 CS. He's good 600 gold over his counterpart.
I think it's actually a huge thing. York exploited really well there. Is that I think their kind of skirmish fights work a lot better. If you look at how that fight sort of unfolded, it wasn't ever in one place. It was all over that red side jungle. It was everywhere. So Mumu had to settle for an ultimate on the two tanks. Maokai's ultimate did nothing because he couldn't. There was nothing to land anyone. They didn't know where Duckington was at any point in the fight. He shows up and like underneath them, and they're like, "Well, what do we do now?" Like. Ziggs never gets to land a good ultimate. They're just all over the jungle.
It's very much wombo combo.
Oh no!
And the difficult Ashen Face caught out here. He's a very tanky man though. Fatty's signing out.
All of York are here. They can go.
Looks like we're gonna have a fight. Sivir and Ziggs cut off at the back here. We've got 4 members of York.
Nar's about to transform as well.
And they're gonna back off now, respecting the Gnar form. But this is the problem with wombo combo comps. Yes, if you land that wombo combo, we saw that first rank fight. They got I hardly call it a fight. They got shredded. They got obliterated. But if you can't get that wombo combo off, what do you have?
He's going.
Ashen Face forces the Sivir flash. Nice.
I think that's worth it as well. There's a blue buff on side. His ult's coming up.
That's absolutely worth it. Yeah, that's going to be up again in a minute, maybe less.
Oh.
And Fatty going for the engage. He's not got anything yet. He's being forced back. He's still holding ultimate, and there goes the ultimate onto Goosey and Sion again. But York's health bars are very low at the moment. Nick though coming from the back. Oh, that's a nice flash twist in advance from Can Do Magic, and that's a shutdown.
And the shutdown goal to Sivir.
That's a very nice play from
good catch.
Can Do Magic.
It's a good call as well to not bother trying to chase down mid and just turn and kill Ari. It was good clear call.
It's going to end up being 1-0. Let's see if they can get anything more of this. Lancaster doing well again, not to tilt. Very good mental game coming out, and they're going to tank that turret up.
Still decisive.
A very strong mental game coming out from both teams. Not willing to let the past, not willing to dwell on the past and affect how they're playing in the now. So that's going to re-establish a 3,500 gold lead for Lancaster. 30 minutes into the game. 2 dragons to 1 in favour of Lancaster. 5 turrets to 2 in favour of Lancaster. Oh. Fatty just gets out. And Purple Penguin he can't do it all. He can't do it all. But There we go.
Siv's
Fatty
gone
gets
bot here
back
and
to
Maokai's
base.
backing. If they push either down mid very quickly or go to Baron, they might have an opportunity here.
York and doing just that.
It's a
York
big call.
up to Baron. There's
Baron's been called.
There's a red thing. Maokai's gone back and there's no teleport. Sivir is bot.
They're going
And they're
for
just
it.
going to start it. Five
There's
man
no
Baron.
Amumu ult either. It
Four man
won't be
Baron
off.
side. Nick though is not with them. That's not a lot of
Maybe they'll
sustained
see.
damage. Getting the ward in. No, with the crunch. Oh, almost the 3 multi. Cyclonus has to flash and he's still stuck in the back. This is one for
still
they're
on
carrying on the Baron here. They're carrying on the Baron.
Baron's
Baron's
getting
only
low.
4,000.
3K.
Fatty's going in. He's trying to go in.
3K.
This is going to be on Fatty. He gets the bandage.
Just kill him.
The charge
They kill him, they got it.
Kill him. Kill him. There he goes. Oh, he gets killed. The Baron goes over.
Maokai to Baron!
Maokai takes the Baron. Can do
Oh, but
magic.
they're cleaning up.
But they're cleaning up the fight here. Ashen Faced is monstrous. Duckington at the back. He's carrying it on. Cyan still chasing onto that Maokai, but he is incredibly tanky. The hop from Goosey gets the slow. I think eventually he might be going down here, but Cyclonus is
this
still
damage.
big. Oh! Oh no! Penguin! He can't deal with it. That's a 2 kills in quick succession, and
Too greedy.
third kill there, and that's not what York wanted there. That is
We have to say a
unfortunate.
big fact there was the miss smite on Baron.
The miss smite, Ashen Face not
Terrible.
able to come with the smite. That was a Maokai. Where's the Maokai?
Yeah.
Was that a sapling? Was that a Q? That's probably an
I
arcane
don't
smash.
know. I
But
just don't know.
we just don't know here
Yeah.
how Maokai got that Baron, but
But he
that
did.
is definitely
He sure did.
gonna turn.
I hate to say it, but that could be the fight that ends the game. That was a that could have been. If you
Well,
get that,
we're not
they
gonna
nullify
say-
the aggression. And
We're
now
still got a game
They're
ahead
not
of us.
out
I
of it.
think 6,000 gold behind now. York. 5 charge to 2,
the-
and it's really up to Lancaster to use this Baron now.
yeah, this
They've
is huge.
somehow come away with it.
I think the next dragon
And,
might to some degree decide it. I think if Lancaster get the next dragon uncontested,
It could be.
it's
Uncontested, uncontested, maybe that's York's way out. Give up the dragon. If they go
And
in for
take
a
something
fight,
for
if
it,
they
though.
go in a fight and they lose 4
They
kills,
have
off
to
it,
take
and
towers
then
for it, I
they'll
think.
lose an inhibitor, they'll lose the dragon, and then I think they will have lost the game.
Yep.
Scuttlecraft for Lancaster. There's no ward coverage around for York. This is very risky for them to go into. I'm not sure this is a
And
fight they
they're
want to take.
standing in the same area they were when the
Nara's
Amumu got
top, the Nara's
fight.
top lane. Fatty's
TP
Fatty's
is up.
looking for that. TP is up. TP's down for Maokai, but he's with the team. I think really they should be giving this up. Like they got to
I'm not sure they
cut
can
off the,
afford to.
cut
though. I
off the
think
arm to save the body here.
if they give it up, I mean, yeah, you can argue that it's sort of like it's playing safe, keep yourself in the game. But sometimes when you're behind, you have to just take the risk. Because
For-
do they win if they just slowly let themselves be choked out?
Perhaps, but
It's
for a 5th dragon, maybe for a 3rd dragon, yes, it's smooth on speed, yes, it's very helpful, but I don't think it's worth potentially losing the whole game over denying some move speed to Lancaster. But we'll have to see.
perhaps.
The dragon's live now, and we're gonna have to see what they think about doing. Nara's actually just made his way down to the top. His rage bar is getting pretty full, which means if they're gonna go for something, they need to go now. They need to get this fight in before that rage bar reaches its.
I think the fear now is that they can't get into
depletion
Dragon
level.
Pit without walking into a Mumu. They'd have to all go.
This is why I think I'm not sure they're gonna try anything.
They have to come
sort
under
of
them.
posturing.
They have to go beneath. Yeah, this is good. This is a good
Science
angle for them.
coming in. It looks like they are going to try and contest this, but Dragon's very low. They're letting it go
reset.
back and respawn to 4,000.
Ori needs to get out of there.
To can do magic. He's going to Spirit Rush away. Maokai with the Righteous Glory boost from Mumu. Ashen Face.
Caitlyn, can you
That's a
damage
hook
for
on
free?
Nautilus. That's a hook on
Nautilus down.
That's a kill for Nick. Trying for 4,000. They're trying to rush it. That's a charm onto it, and Purple Penguin. They've still got to respect the damage. That is
still
only
an
the
Amumu ult.
support. That is only the support. The Amumu ult is possible. That's a hook from
big.
Penguin
It's a
onto
big
Fatty.
one.
That's a flash ultimate onto both of the carries. Fatty's going to go down.
Oh no.
But he's taken out
Big
Ari and
nice.
Caitlyn with him.
He gets the shut
and
down.
that's going to clean out. And
That's a
that
clean
is
Big
that is
fight.
a 4
It's now 8k
for 2
advantage.
for Lancaster. And
looking rough.
7,500 gold advantage. And that was what I'm talking about with the flash and Moomal ultimate. A really nice play from Fatty. He's really stepped up in this game, and it's looking hard for York. Counter Magic's going to solo out the dragon.
They're going to rely on picks again.
Sorry,
I think
I keep getting baited by the Siren Death Screen, because obviously
Yeah.
the Death Siren doesn't
Oh,
come
yeah.
on, it's passive. So that was a 5-man ace for 2 kills there. Trying to get baited by that again.
yeah.
But really now, it's going to be tough. They're 9,000 gold
Yep.
behind. They're giving up this thing. This is what I was talking about. If you're going to if you're going to go for the fight, you've got to win it. If you
Yep.
can't win the fight, it was a nice pick onto the Nautilus, but they just couldn't keep Fatty off
Yep.
their carries. Fatty's and Moomoo off their carries, and that is going to be very, very problematic for York.
Yep.
9,000 gold. 9,000 gold behind. 3 dragons to 1 down, and exactly what we're talking about. If they give up the dragon, fair enough. If they win the fight, fair enough. If they give the dragon and lose the fight, That turns it.
But-
Luckily, it didn't
yeah.
turn into an inhibitor. That's perhaps their saving grace. Caitlyn's now got her almost most of her Blade of the Ruin King complete. She's only going to need another
about 600, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, 6 or 7 gold to finish
Something
that.
like that, yeah.
So there is hope, but
Yeah, so I think it is going to come down to. He's played so well already. It's going to come down to Penguin. I think they have to make picks. They're relying on Lancaster, not grouping.
Penguin,
They want Lancaster to just split up a bit. Maybe someone try and split push. Just grab them, kill
Nick
them.
still has 5
Push.
items. He has his Luden's Echo, he has a Morello Void
That
Staff.
Ahri is
He's still going to
terrifyingly
do
strong.
a lot of damage. They've still got to respect that Ahri pick potential, but that's what Lancaster have been doing all game. They've been very careful not to get caught out.
I mean, to some degree, Ahri is the strongest player in the game right now, I think. Probably Maokai would be second, I would say.
In terms of pure gold alone, it's actually Ziggs has 14,000. But he just doesn't offer the same amount of upfront
It's not
catch
quite that.
burst.
He can't make the play in the same way.
So we're really going to have to see if York can pull anything back from this. 9,000 gold. 37 minutes into the game. They're really going to have to try and get that, desperately to get that Caitlyn to late game.
I think Lancaster are playing smart here. They're just grouping. They're just staying as a unit.
And they have a lot of fight potential.
Yep.
They're 9,000. Not only are they 9,000 ahead, they've also got the Righteous Glory from Amumu, the double Righteous Glory,
and a Sivir ultimate. They have 3 people who can engage the whole
speed
team.
up the whole team. It's going to be very, very difficult for York to avoid them, but that's what they've got to do. They've got to.
It has worked slightly for York at the beginning of that fight. It worked quite well. Is that if they can force Lancaster to go through a choke but not be in the choke themselves, it works quite well. So if you have like Ahri and Caitlyn sort of spread out behind, but then you have the Sion and Gnar just in the pry brush, say, stop them getting through, and then Caitlyn is just free to right click forever.
Oh, that's a disgusting match. Nick taken down to half health by a QW from Ziggs. Still respect that damage. Nick's on half health now. Baron's coming up in 40 seconds. He's got to get back before that happens.
Yep.
But if he backs, that just gives them positional advantage. They've
Gives so much,
they've got to
gives
give
up
up
all
positional
vision
advantage. But this is the problem again. They've got to face check into an Amumu, into a Maokai. We've seen all the CC they can bring to Lancaster bring to the table. As long as they keep the vision control and deny York any vision. York have got 3 red trinkets. They've got 1 upgraded yellow trinket and 4 people with slots to buy wards. So they do have some greens, but it's not like Lancaster can't clear them out themselves. They brought double stealth totems to the trinket. I think the real fear for York here must be that there's only one person on the team that can face check, and I think it's Sion. Exactly.
If anyone else face checks that team, they die. They just die instantly. Sion, and even Sion will be taken
he's tanky, but he's only got.
Yeah.
I say only. He's got his frozen heart. He's got a locket again. Maybe.
I think Locket versus that team is really good.
It's a nice
actually.
pickup for
There's
the
so
team,
much AOE.
Righteous Glory on the Thresh and Locket on the Scion. It's maybe a swap over there would have been a little, especially with Cinderhole. That's 600 health plus.
It depends. I'm not sure when they both built them, but it might have been that he built the Locket
maybe
very
a little
early.
bit. Maybe a little bit of communication there about it. And we picked up on this last time. The Locket pick for Ashen Faced, and it did result like we've got a Baron Bet here, and the Scrying Orb, the Farsight Orb even from Duckington's Kaelin pulling out, but they're still there. They haven't moved to drop. Planning a pit. Here comes Ashen Face Scion, the Righteous Glory into the Sivir ultimate. They're going for it, but I'm not sure they're going to get anything. Oh, Caitlyn, Nick are together. That's not what they wanted. Ducky's going down.
That was a huge catch. That was really well played, actually.
That's having a really nice play from the Maokai. 2 carries together, and lovely flash twisted advance from Maokai. That's going to be Baron down for Lancaster. Still no inhibitors.
That was a Sivir ulti and 2 Righteous Glories.
You saw they ran all the way from Baron, all the way around the corridor. There's no way, and flashed. Flash net. Didn't heal, but you know what? That's not heals on top of that. So if they can catch you with that, they cannot catch you with heal. That extends the goal lead out to 11,000. Nolly taking some serious flack from the crowd here.
No, that wasn't me. That was Ashen. They said, "See, that's how a jungler smites."
Oh,
just got me. Oh,
disrespect.
I mean, talk about kicking a guy when he's down.
Jeez. Is going to have to go back to that, and here comes the Baron pusher. Hook on to
they can just
Solo
die here though.
He's tanky. He's just going to walk it out. York not quite in position to deal with that. Meanwhile, we've got Can Do Magic bringing down the Fatty. He's monstrous. He is huge. Randuin's Righteous Glory, Spectre's Tower. He is all on top of that Cinderhole, giving that bonus health. I'm not sure what York do here.
Yeah, it has to be picks. Again, like we said before, the only way they get it is a big pick.
But
the problem is
there's
that
12,000 gold. I think even picks here are it's almost get the picks, but not to even up the gold, to keep the game going.
To keep them going,
They've got to keep this game going.
To survive.
Death Sentence goes wide from Penguin. He's taken down to less than half his health from that.
Oh,
so
Nautilus
a lot of
taking
damage
a
onto
beating.
Nautilus, but again, you don't want all that damage. They're going for it now. They've got to go. It's make or break time now for York. A nice initiation on. That's a
The ultimate's
two-man
down.
ulti.
No one's on
That's
Caitlyn.
a new ulti onto, I think, no one's on Ducky. No one's on Penguin. Slinker's
big
on a
six
rampage.
up.
Duckington survives with a sliver of health, but that's still going to force him out. Ashen Face goes down. Nick as well has been taken
It's
down.
only Nautilus they
That's
got
a 2
as well.
for 1. Fatty forced to back. So it's a 3 for 3 in terms of push. Maybe Ducky can keep them off the inhibitor. But it takes
He
a lot
has
of
to
time.
go. He has to
Ducky's
go
going
for it.
mad. Little bit early. Should have waited for the
Yeah.
Gnar maybe there, and he goes down. Penguin now is going to go down. That's a double kill coming in for
And this is
Cyclonus.
probably game.
5 to 11 on that Ziggs. Here comes the inhibitor, and this looks like it could be game here. Lord
They're going for
Goosebolting
it.
doing what he can. His guy's right to it, but he's going down. It looks like that's game, folks. York put up a valiant effort, but after that 5-mana
1-2.
Mumu ulti, it was always Lancaster's game to have. The game ends at 43 minutes. Lancaster take the War of the Roses with a 2 for 1 victory over York, and that evens
Well
up York and
fought.
Lancaster
A hell of a comeback.
at 1-1.
They played very, very
A hell
well.
of a game, really well played, but just too much engaged potential from Red
Yeah.
side.
And just as a
Too
quick
much,
note, I'll just let you know we're going to fix the bitrate after this game, but we'll have to turn the stream off quickly before we do that.
yeah,
And
okay.
it is now 6:30. What time?
So yeah, I think that's pretty much. All from us here. Thank you again for tuning in. We're just gonna
thanks
get
to-
into
It's great commentating.
Counter-Strike Go as soon as possible.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna start in pretty much the next 10, 15, 20 minutes. As soon as we can get that going, we'll have some Counter-Strike Go for you. But we've been Fragsock. I've been Charlie Chillhill with my co-host Niall Nolly Hayward. Thank you for tuning
Thank you very
in.
much.
Thank you for following.
Talk to you again.
And
See
cheers
you
very
next year.
much. See you next year. Bye bye.
Peace.